probably don't want to do that.
Oh, that would have gone down well.
Well, it would have been fun until we realised that we were getting loads of subscriptions and stuff. We're recording now, so we can continue with our plotting.
Lots away.
Right. So, Zim was going to say about a doohickey.
Oh, that kind of thingamy.
A doohickey mimicking some of the technology. No, just wait with me, GM, because it's a solid plan. I've just got to maintain the flow of thought with it.
Friend computer.
It's a doohickey mimicking the holographic imagery technology on board our ship, right? And all of what I create is a little doohickey that produces like a Princess Leia type image, but looks real. Only lasts for about 2 or 3 seconds.
An image of what is it again?
During Star Wars, Princess Leia popping out of R2-D2Z with a save me, Dad. You're the only one.
Yeah.
I want to do hickey that can do that, but what I do is I want to use a composite dead body of that guy that got blown up in the engine bay, in the room.
Yeah, David Felmar.
Yeah. An image of him, right? And also audio recordings if we can do it. Because if we can fuck around with it, pardon my French, if we can mess around with artificial intelligence in digital animation, I'm pretty sure in, is it 7,000 years? 10,000 years?
It's about 5.
Yeah.
It's about 3,500 years from now.
Well, it's longer than a weekend in Whitby. Put it that way.
A wet weekend in Whitby, yeah.
Well, wet if that's your kink.
Yeah.
However,
it is. It is.
However, the doohickey, right, has got a multitude of function. So, we use the doohickey initially with the lady who works in the engine room. They're going to be on leave at some point in a bar.
Yeah.
Enter Kel with the doohickey. They have a night of carousing. Not talking about anything on board the ship, not raising suspicions or anything like that. Perhaps Kel could do a bit of charm and a bit of a, it's I don't know what the equivalent in the Imperium of a Friday night is, but
Friday night.
Yeah.
I'm not sure sending the trueborn son of Drinax to do this is better than sending the mucky space pirate, but carry on.
Well, it depends on what the lady likes. Whether she likes a little bit of quality with the silk, or she likes chips and gravy with a pie.
I think it depends on what's more believable in terms of Mackies. But yeah,
there's a place for both of them, isn't there? Sometimes.
There is.
As we could be gay lovers, right? And
because we're in a vibrant, diverse society. 5,000 years in the future.
We are.
We're all genderless blobs.
I like this. I like the guys. It's like, all I want to do. The stealth technology on the coup. This ancient Sindalian piece of tech that's barely been replicated, that we hardly understand, that's worth a fortune. I just want to make one of those.
Yeah.
But this
piece
big.
Of piss for Zim.
I mean, to be fair,
petro-engineered.
Sim and Lydia, they'll knock it up in an afternoon.
So I'll get to the end of this plan, and then you can tell me what you think.
You could definitely produce a hologram of Felmar if you can get any good video recordings and audio recordings of him, which would be somewhere, wouldn't it? Be somewhere.
Yeah. Something. Anyway, Kel uses that. They come out the bar. Kel uses the doohickey, and they see a brief image of this guy, right? This ghost. That's Kel's in, because he is going to be the only person that is going to see the ghost, the hologram that we've just made look spooky in front of the woman, the lady, that's the survivor, right? Brings them closer together.
But she might
how odd, how weird. What, she might not what?
She might not think it was just a tech thing.
Well, we don't know until we try.
Don't know, do we?
Don't know.
Especially when
she's in motion.
Round. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm up for, it's your plan.
What does making her think there's a ghost do for us?
Oh, that's for Kel to decide. You're the one who's seeing the ghost. You work it out, mate.
And what you're going to do is you're going to keep the doohickey, right? And you're going to get yourself on board, right? And then you're going to catch up with them and go, blah, 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 blah.
He's already on board.
Well, this is, I was hoping, I suppose so,
Kind of on board.
He's going to surreptitiously switch the doodah on and off within her sort of range.
To ingratiate himself.
Yeah.
To make her freaked out? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to scare her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she thinks the ghost of her old colleague is haunting the ship.
Yeah.
Oof, I
And
like
makes
that.
her-
that's fine. It's not
It
too
it
for us.
makes her unreliable. Will put stress on her psychologically, and
Yeah.
also you might be able to psychologically tap her for information about. Oh, why do you think it'd be haunting you?
Break it down a bit more. Break it down.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
You've broken a female down psychologically before, Mr. Buchan. I
I
think you
haven't
know how
married
this
her.
works. You know how this works. This is the voice of
And
experience.
if after 4 weeks of ghost haunting it doesn't work and we've got 2 weeks left, we grab Hanshaw and Dax will pull out her fingernails till she just tells us. That's call
I
that
should
plan
say,
B.
or Rosie could have done it to me. You've never seen my ankles, have you, in real life?
Misery.
Should we start, gentlemen?
Please let's.
I
Okay,
thought I
okay.
already had. You can't cut that. You can't keep that bit in the video.
That
Stay
bit is in the
I'm
video.
wondering what
Stay in
I
it.
walked into then. I'll be honest, that was like, I was very surprised at what I just walked into.
Which is
it
not
was
something
one
we
of
we
one
say
of them
often.
Scooby-Doo science projects.
Trading card games.
Okay, so this week's episode is sponsored by the Tobian Commerce Guild. A word from our sponsors is to open up the session. Yes, this week's episode is brought to you by the Tobian Commerce Guild. Now, trade is the lifeblood of the colonial worlds, and the Tobian Commerce Guild is that lifeblood. And now you can become an affiliate member of the Tobian Commerce Guild with one of our many affiliate membership schemes. While the Tobian Commerce Guild is not the oldest corporation in the Reach, it is one of the most dynamic and the most exciting. It's rooted in the very first trade envoys between the Imperium and the Hierate. The Tobian Commerce Guild brings the very latest, high-quality products to your markets. Whether we bring in your citizens the latest tech gadgets, whether we're supplying your military, children looking up.
We sell children.
Looking as the ships arrive. Whether we're supplying your military with the advanced hardware it needs to maintain peace, or whether we're providing your planetary nobility the very finest fun-filled frivolities. Try saying that with your teeth out. A supply visit by the Tobian Commerce Guild is one that everyone can be sure to look forward to. Now flying the Galoof-class mega freighter. The Tobian Commerce Guild can make the Galoof, can make the material dreams of your ruling elite a reality, displacing an epic 30,000 tons. The Galoof's cavernous cargo hold can bring everything that your backwater colony needs to become a part of a thriving interstellar community. Why wait any longer? Become an affiliate member of the Tobian Commerce Guild today.
Jump 3, thrust 1, full hanger, 5 shuttles.
It's massive. It's like huge.
And it's literally a mega freighter.
It is a mega freighter. This particular model, this particular ship, is the negotiation is futile but fun.
Right, and this is an advert, is it? To buy
This is an advert, yeah, the Tobian
right.
Commerce Guild, yeah.
Cool, right.
This is an advert by the Tobian Commerce Guild. They've just taken possession of, they've just placed an order for 4 of these things, and this is the first one. This is the Galoof-class mega freighter that is traipsing across the Reach and is delivering all the products that your little colony needs. Just a little bit of fluff.
Amazing.
That screams to me, and I always say it. What am I going to say, lads? Cute ship.
Cute ship.
Cute ship.
Yeah. Well, it is a big, like, it has got a big badge on it that says "Steal Me." It's the dream of many pirates. That'd be a lifetime of loot in there.
It's got at least 15 tons of capacity that you could outfit it with armour and guns hidden.
The thing is,
And that's without the full hanger with shuttles.
yeah,
You're
you're going to have to really worry about escaping from pursuers in it, though. It's pretty slow, and it doesn't matter how much you armoured that beast up.
Yeah, I suppose it'd be a sitting duck, wouldn't it?
It's going to be so slow in combat.
It is pretty slow.
You'd want it. You'd want those hangars to be full of decent fighters for the escort, because the ship itself,
does
or
come.
you've got enough, you generate enough money from your trade to have a pretty decent mercenary fleet floating around you.
Yeah.
That's
that's
exactly how it works.
that's how they do it. I mean,
They make so much money.
Yeah.
They have a fleet of escorts.
Sims Mobile Science Lab.
yeah, well, that's
There you
the
go.
thing. They're not going to fly that just into a system on its own and be like, it's too big to take down. It's not the Titanic. Because if it is, we're the iceberg, baby.
Right. Okay, just a little bit of game stuff. You've got about 1 million credits in the ship kitty, and you've got your personal stash. So have a think about that. That money
Raytar's
is
dealing with that.
that is money highlighted for running the ship, running the Harrier, running the coup, running the base. So you might want to touch that, but it is there. There's the option to mod. I did mention this last week, but I might not have mentioned it. I think Gaz might have had a bit of audio difficulty. You've got those little droids, Gaz, and you asked
yes.
you asked a while ago whether you could modify the lasers to be cutting, to do
That's right.
cutting.
Yeah.
You can do that. You'd have to make a robotics roll. If you failed, you wouldn't necessarily be able to turn them back. And if it, wouldn't be able to use them as a weapon as well, it would be a short range cutting laser. If you failed badly, you'll basically kind of fuck it up totally. So that would be a robotics roll. But you don't have to do that now. That could be for the future.
That'll be a ship's crew meeting, bridge crew meeting.
Yeah.
When we have one weekly, daily, or when Dax is can be asked to have them.
Yes.
Dax likes
Zim
them
will be quite
frequently.
efficient. I know, but Zim will be quite efficient and wanting to do health checks and meetings on this, meetings on that, and just to ramble I would in real life.
Those meetings where Zim makes me turn my head and cough every bloody week, like anything's going to have changed.
Let me just give it another tickle for you, Rob. There you go, cough again.
There are some alternative combat rules. If you look into your library data,
Yep.
and then if you go into the rules cyclopedia, title stolen from D&D, if you can see that. Then if you go down to, on that rules cyclopedia, you've got number 9 and 11. There, under 9, there are some new melee combat rules. Parrying, glancing blows, uses of shields and stuff like that, dodging. And there's 11 new range combat rules. It's kind of stuff like you can, I think it's got dual wielding in there somewhere.
Disarming.
Blows, disarming, dodging, so other stuff. I mean, have a look at it, use it if you want, don't need to. Combat special circumstances. Yes, combat special circumstances. You can charge, you can disarm, you can use dual weapons, multiple attacks, multiple enemies. It's just some other rules you could sort of throw in there if you want. Use them if we want to use them.
Cool.
I'm not too fussed. What do we want to start with today, gentlemen? We're going to
have a paintball match.
We're going to play paintball. We're going to play paintball on the coup.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to do beforehand?
I would like to send the GM some private messages for this paintballing game.
Okay.
I was thinking, because we talked about drawing lots, didn't we?
I'll go get my phone.
And Mickey was talking about rolling dice.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I think what we could do is we could roll dice and pair people off highest result and lowest result, second highest and second lowest.
All right.
Sure.
It doesn't really matter, it's all random, isn't it? But, odds and evens. And if we did it 2d6, we're less likely to get the same number.
Yeah, okay, so let me make a little note here.
We can just roll like a D100.
Oh yeah, if we roll D100, we'll always get the same though.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll like a D2.
Yeah.
We all got one.
Oh no.
Traveller is a D6 system, so it should be either 2d6 or 3d6.
I was going to say, I would say 2. We roll 2.
2d6.
We roll 2 for skill checks.
2d6, yeah. So if each of you would roll 2d6.
Can I add my luck so I don't get paired with someone who's shit?
Well, that's that would put you higher, but then if the higher up you are, the more likely you are to be paired with someone lower.
2d6, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my dice are not showing. Oh, what the fuck?
They're not. I saw them.
Yeah, I know. It's because I'm having weird issues with Foundry tonight. It keeps bugging out on me. I'm going to
Well,
reload
on
it.
2d6 is it very heavily weighted to what is it, 6, 7, and 8?
Yeah, it's always weighted to the middle, but you know, it gives us more variability than a D6.
Well, we've got 2 8s, so someone's going to have to be. Unless
Unless
Zim
one
rolls
person
higher.
rolls higher and one person rolls lower, yeah. And then with the 2 8s go together.
The 2 8s will go together. We're just waiting for Gaz to. He's just nipped off. I think he wanted to send me a message.
And he's had to go and
I am
work out how
sending.
WhatsApp works.
Sending.
Message
Sending.
incoming, Captain.
I have got. I'm looking,
Yeah.
waiting.
Putting pressure on me now.
Have you sent it yet?
I'm waiting for
I'm
this.
just trying to think.
Have you sent it yet? Have you sent it?
There's going to be a load of build-up. There's going to be a load of tension, and then
Oh,
Mike's
God.
just going to go, no.
What?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. Next.
And I say play area because I don't know where the play area is going to be.
That reminds me.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said.
let's show us the map of the Harrier.
Right. If you look in your library data,
Yes.
you will see a tab there that says the Harrier,
Yep.
and on that there you will see the picture of the Harrier.
Deck plan battle map.
Yes, there's the deck plan, the 2D isometric,
Yeah.
which is the one from the book,
Yes.
which has got the key.
Yeah.
It tells you where everything is, and then there's deck plan battle map. That's the map we're going to be playing on.
Wicked.
Okay, so
All of the ship.
the whole ship, yeah. So the upper deck,
Yeah, what
which
could
is-
go wrong?
yeah, the upper deck, which has got the bridge and the rooms, is on the top, and the rest is underneath. So when you choose your teams, so Gaz, I want you at some point to roll 2d6.
Uh-huh. Now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Why is it doing that?
So if you click on the little square button on the bottom
Yes,
right
what are we doing?
twice.
Ah, there we go. It wasn't doing twice when I clicked it twice.
Okay, well, let me tell you how it's falling, boys, because we've got a.
Everyone against Zim.
We're gonna have to ask Dax and Bill. Well, Dax and Bill have both rolled an 8.
No, I just re-rolled.
Yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
okay.
Yeah.
So what did you re-roll, Dax?
I got a 7 and Bill got a 3, which means that Bill is now tied with Zim.
We'll just leave Bill's original number.
Kel's D100. Yeah, so that way it would be
Yeah,
Bill.
but look, using a 2d6 was the worst idea Dax ever had.
No, it really wasn't. Dax has had way worse ideas.
He's had worse
Yeah,
ideas.
I was
than
gonna
The
say-
worst he's had the last 2 minutes.
It's the worst I've had in the last.
It's the
10
best
minutes.
idea he's ever had. It's still.
I rolled lower than Dax. Like, if we both had an 8, then we should both re-roll. It shouldn't be one of us re-rolls.
Okay. So what did you re-roll,
okay.
Bill? 3.
So he rolled higher and
Well-
I rolled
well,
lower. So what about the 8s? He's higher and I'm lower.
So yeah, so they're both an 8, but I got the higher 8 essentially.
Oh,
So that would mean it would be Dax and Zim.
Yeah,
That's
it'd be
like
me,
Never-
higher
yeah.
rate.
right.
me and Zim,
Dax and Zim.
and
Which
Kel
actually,
and
to be
Kel.
fair, I mean, because Dax is a fucking beast in. I don't know, is it close combat? Because you.
No,
I'm-
it's paintball.
No, dude, it's
Oh,
paint.
I'm quite good at shooting.
I'm a
think.
fucking devil. I'm assuming paintballs count as slug weapons because they fire solid projectiles.
Paintballs count as slug weapons.
I'm
yeah.
assuming it counts energy weapons because that's what I'm good at.
Then you don't need to worry, Bill. Dax is a crack fucking shot with a slug weapon.
Yeah, they count as slug weapons. If you've not got gun combat slug,
I do.
then you'll just use your basic gun combat, which will be 0.
I'm proud good.
It is they're not as good as proper weapons, so there's a -1
Oh no.
to hit. So you'll see that on your. It won't auto add that, but you'll have to add that when you fire a -1, and it's one shot like armor. Basically, you get hit and you're out.
Willem has got slug 1.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so brilliant.
quite good for a beginner.
So what I want you to do is you're gonna have to decide where you're gonna kind of start. I want you to tell me where on the ship do you want to start together, or do you want to be separate and work together?
Well, I would like an understanding. Well, Zim would like an understanding of the rules and engagement protocols.
Playing team
Shoot him in the
deathmatch.
cock. It hurts more.
Yeah, we're playing team deathmatch. Yeah, team deathmatch. One hit and you're out. And the losing team
Cleans up the
up.
paint.
And is this just for us?
It's only for the
Immediate.
4 of us.
Just for 4 of you.
Yeah, Select didn't buy that many paintball guns.
Just to warn you now, I've got to go and get my daughter about 8:45, so I'll still be on audio, but someone else will have to do dice rolling for me, if that's okay.
I'll take over Bill.
I'll be back in about 20-30 minutes. So.
Yeah.
Okay, I can take over Bill.
Cool.
I mean, I do think I will certainly propose to Zim that we start together. I think it's not.
Do you want me to? Can I mute WhatsApp and Bill and I can mute you, and you two can have a quick 30-second chat.
Yeah.
And
then we'll give you the
Good
thumbs up.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've got lots of spooky
How do I mute?
Scooby science for Dax.
If you guys,
can't
why don't like Kel and Mickey go first? So if Zim and Dak take your headphones off,
Okay.
and
then
basically
give us.
I'll do this.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Can't hear you. You can hear me. I can't hear you.
All right, Bill, where do you want to start? I was thinking we start in the sensors, right down that narrow corridor, and then we can advance. It's like we're not going to get attacked from behind if we're right at the end of the ship.
Yeah, where are the sensors? I'm just trying to see where that is. 5
At the top, at the very, they're on the sort of the lower deck.
Right in the nose of the ship.
Nose. Yeah. Okay, got you.
And then we can advance down that corridor and then take each room one at a time.
Yeah. Where do we know where? Like, so, Mike, with this, I think Zim actually came up with a good point. Like, what are the sort of the rules? Is it like we're starting at opposite ends of the ship and we've got to take each other out, or
they're going to start where they want?
Yes.
They don't know where you start. We're going to roll for initiative, and we'll just move. We're just going to play out in order of initiative, and you can move 4 squares, and you can shoot.
The only thing is, I'm not massively keen on having to advance down that long corridor.
Yeah, okay.
That's quite risky because, like, while we're in there, if they popped out the other end, we literally got nowhere to go. So I think we probably want to start somewhere where we've got an opportunity to take cover and sort of cover each other's movements.
All right. But we should definitely start somewhere that there's nowhere behind us, right? No one can come up behind us. So
agreed. Yeah. So either on the bridge, what's the yellow area? I'm just trying to work out what that is. Yeah, number 1 is on the bridge.
Which is good.
Bridge, and then we sort of do the standard, like, I'll cover you, you move to the next room, you cover me, I'll move to the next room. Yeah. So we'll start up in the bridge.
There's loads of cover up there as well that we can use
to
move around.
So we'd like to start in the bridge if that's possible, please.
Yeah, so I'll bring Bill on, and I'll bring Kel on. Can you see yourselves there?
Yes. The doors are open, is that right?
That door is now closed.
There you go. Great.
Yeah, okay. Right, are you ready? Okay, if we flip over?
Yeah, I'll take my headset off.
Turn my audio off. Hold on. Can you make noise just so I know whether?
Come gargling sluts.
I can't hear you. Yeah, you're talking now.
Yeah, we're right. So they've done their plan, have they?
They've done their plan. Where do you want to be?
Right. Oi, you got a plan here, Zim.
Have we?
Now, you're a tactical man yourself, but what I can tell you about these guns is there's fuck all range on them. I think we want to be in a relatively small area and bring them to us. Now,
perfect.
If we were on the bridge, we could take cover behind various bits of bridge furniture. When they come in the door, we'll fucking blast them. Is that what they said? we all get to the bridge and we're like, oh fuck, you had this idea as well.
Well, what Zim had, the idea, was Zim already, because you've all explained the rules of paintball, but no one's explained the engagement protocols, or stratagems, or gambits.
All rules are off.
Well, so I decided to take my own favourite game, which is chess. So we'll play a few chess-like manoeuvres stacks,
I
and
love
I'm
it.
going to hack the lighting and the sound systems remotely with my implant.
Oh.
So, I'm going to. I quite like the idea of using some like scatter, like, oh, what do they call those dazzly things? Strobes.
If we
And
made sure
sound and
all
vision.
all the lights are
Yeah, yeah,
strobing
yeah,
in the
yeah.
control center in the
Yeah, yeah,
bridge,
yeah. And we could
but
use it to lure them to different places.
the lights in the door in the bridge are on bright, so we've got a target.
You see, Zim thinks I could set in one of the shuttles in the bay quite easily and do that from there.
While I shoot them both.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, you can't choose the bridge.
Okay. We should have gone first. Right. Well, in that case, we need another. Let me have a look at my maps again. We need another relatively small area. I would
Engine
say.
room.
Well, the other one that's got good cover
And also access to bridge controls is the...
and decent sightlines. I was thinking of the number 4 on the 2D ISO plan, the back of the common area. Problem is, if they're in the bridge, and I'm not suggesting they will be, it's just going to be a bit of a battle over that doorway. But the common area gives us cover behind a lot of these modules, and we could flash the lights and stuff. We don't want to be in the cargo bay because it's too big. We've got cargo in there. Yeah,
there are some cargo containers. Well, there's no cargo in there because I've put some empty boxes.
Ah, yeah, I see. Cool. I don't think we want to be in any of the really small rooms like the power plant or the jump drive.
Will we be back yet?
No, not yet. We had a plan. We think you had it first, and we were told we weren't allowed to do it, so we're having to come up with a new one.
Oh, yeah.
Good. What I really want to avoid is the main corridor downstairs, which is
because that's just a death trap.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge long corridor where no one's going to have range. Although if we've got stroby lasers, that's pretty cool. So I think we either go cargo bay or we go in the common area. Problem with the cargo bay is it's as far from everywhere else as we can get. Although there is an airlock.
I was thinking, could one of us stand... Oh, I can't use my thing to point. At the corridor, there's the main central long corridor.
Yeah.
There's a wee little vestibule on the right-hand side.
Yeah, number 6.
I'm looking at this one, the deck plan battle map.
Ah, yeah. So that will be number 6. It's the cargo scoop sort of area.
Right. Okay. Someone there, behind the door. When they open the door, if they're in the bridge, pop.
Well, the bridge is upstairs from there. That's not where the bridge is on that long corridor. The bridge is actually above the cargo bay.
Bridge is above the cargo bay.
At the back.
Completely confused me.
Yeah, if you go onto the 2D ISO plan of the Harrier, which is the one above the battle map, it's got a projection of where the top half of the ship is. The thing I worry about
right, got it.
If we happen to choose 2 different levels, whoever has to come through the airlock to find the other people's at a massive disadvantage because they've got to manoeuvre down the airlock, and as soon as they get to the bottom, they're sitting duck. So what I could see happening is a complete standoff where they stay upstairs for 2 hours and we stay downstairs for 2 hours.
It's the worst game
and
ever.
It's the shittest game of standoff paintball because we both know we're good enough that whoever makes the first move just dies. But I think in that case we maybe take the cargo bay, which has got some killing lanes and some cargo boxes to hide behind, but Zim can mess around with the lighting and strobe it a bit and work it in our favour.
Yes.
Also, could you have Huey, Dewey and Louie running around in the cargo bay? They don't have to get involved in the shooting, but they could just be nudging people over.
That's what I was thinking about, like sound and vision. Distractions, noises, clump across the deck plate, and or in different areas of the ship where the other guys will think, "Oh, who's that? It's not so and so because they're not on duty." or whatever.
So if we
I suppose
said,
that's the only thing with crew, innit?
so if Zim says duck, it means that one of Huey, Dewey, or Louie are going to go scuttling across the deck, and the others aren't going to know that's what it is.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's prime.
You want
Right.
you want me to put one of those in there, or both of them in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you want the droids then?
Let's have them at the, I would say, the far sort of north of the cargo bay towards where all the airlocks are, so they can be distracting people as they come out of the airlocks. And we'll be towards the back of the cargo bay behind some of the crates.
Let's put Dax there and Zim there.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you
Cool.
see yourselves?
See ourselves
yeah.
and nothing else, mate. That's perfect. Oh, like we can see
Okay.
the droids and stuff, but we can't see any other bit of the deck plan.
Okay, good.
I've just got vision of a different part of the ship.
Kel can apparently see that as well.
I can't hear you.
Will you be back?
You know why? Because
Should I be back now?
that's because Kel has got
I
control
don't
of one of the
think so.
droids.
Mick.
Oh, of course.
Should I be back or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
All
back.
right, it's back now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're back. Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I inadvertently put one of the droids on Kel, so suddenly because you had control of it from kind of last time. So,
Oh yeah, that's fine. I was making sure. I didn't think I should be able to see anything else, but
let me
So we
just,
think we might know where you are because we had a really cool idea, and Mike went, "No, you can't go there," and we were like, "Oh, right.
All right, okay.
We should have gone first then," because I think we had the same cool idea you did.
Right, hang on. Let me just kind of put that one.
I just really like the idea of us all turning up at the same place and being like, "Oh, yeah." Everyone roll one quick attack and an initiative, and then it's done.
Right, okay. So I think I've done it. Right.
Okay.
So why don't we roll initiative? So I have to add you to the combat tracker once.
This was something else we discussed when we were talking to Mike that I think is a genuine issue. If we're playing this properly strategically, we've each chosen our starting locations, and we've chosen them probably on the basis that if anyone comes into them, we've got good lines of fire. So we're all going to sit here for 4 hours and do nothing. It's going to be the world's most boring paintball game. And whoever flinches first and is the first to be like, "Fuck it, let's go find them," dies.
you haven't seen Calistinius. He's a man of action. He's not a spawn camper. He's not going to sit and.
Well, that might surprise Dax then, but I would expect him to be a spawn camper. And I know Bill to be quite tactical and patient.
Okay. So why don't you roll for initiative? So your characters are now on the combat tracker, but I think it's on your character sheet as well.
It is.
Oh, is it?
It's right at the top above all your skills. No modifiers, Mike, just normal.
Roll initiative.
You've got an initiative.
I have, but I've got
Bonus,
all my cybernetics are already switched on, so I should automatically get my plus
You should
1.
automatically do it.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, jeez. What? Oh no. Oh yes, no, it did. It gave me mine. 10.
Yeah. And Viscount Cal, can you roll initiative, please, sir?
Yeah, I can.
All right, I thought it's got 3. I thought, why did I get 3? I thought I might have 1.
Okay, so Dax, it is you first, sir.
Of course it is.
So you can move 4 squares, and you can shoot.
Why 4?
Because that's 6 meters.
Yeah, I can move 12 meters because of my legs.
You can move. Oh, you wanker! Of course you can.
I-
Yeah. So what's that? Is that
Go
like
get legs.
Is that that's 8 squares then, isn't it?
I don't know. I can measure it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
8 squares.
Yeah.
8
What you
squares. And that's
Yeah.
math.
It is. Yeah, so I can move 8 squares.
I can see when Rob does a line on the map.
Yeah. Okay. Well, come find
I
that
don't, know, I
line.
don't know where that line is, but I can
Yeah.
see in the big
Come-
blackness. I can see a line.
Come find that line. It's where your happiness lies.
Okay.
This is
Maybe
the
I
thing.
can hear your big robot feet moving.
Probably. They're not robot feet. I've just got slightly
Oh, they're
enhanced musculature. It's
Sure.
not. It's not like they are. They're not
You can't
cybernetic.
skip leg day.
Yeah,
Your big.
They're not.
Thundersides.
They're not cybernetic legs. I just got a bit of muscle enhancement. That's all.
All right.
I'm all man, baby. Apart from this
Yeah,
arm.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know what to do now, Zim, because I could. the Dax part of me just wants to go, fuck it, I'll go find him. You stay here. And I'll just go murder it. But they're just going to be sitting patiently, waiting for me to open a door, and then they're going to shoot me and try and kill me.
You could go and lure them to where we are.
If I find them, I'll just murder them. Yeah. I'm not going to find them and then tempt them into some other bit of the ship. I'll just murder them. I don't know.
Can I ask a mechanics question, Mike? Can you do an Overwatch ability?
Overwatch.
Like you sort of say, I'm going to aim at this door. Anything that comes through this door, I'm going to immediately shoot.
I mean, I would say, I assume if the door opens, because this was our plan as well, is we just wait behind a place that has one door in it, like, I don't know, the bridge, and we aim at that one door, and as soon as it opens, we shoot. But I would say that if the person who opens it has an action, it's whoever's got the highest initiative gets to take their action first.
Yeah. Mickey's just shared his screen.
It's a really bad idea, isn't it? I just realised.
Yeah, because they can now see where you are.
I'm not looking.
I can't stop it. I'm going to have to stop sharing.
I'm not looking.
I'm very tactical.
I think we sort of know where they are anyway, but
saves me sending a WhatsApp.
Alright, okay. I'll stop sharing. That was the worst idea I've ever had.
Can I change teams?
Right. Dax is going to move.
And Kel thought it was bad having Duke out on Dax's team.
What? Right, I'm going to move 8.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. 6, 7, 8 by this door. So Dax is just like, don't worry, Zim, I'll find him. And he just fucks up. You just see Dax belt it down the room that we are in.
Okay, Cal, it's your go.
Okay. So I'd like to go here and do this. That's moving 1, 2. Opening doors, does that count as movement, or can I just do that as I go?
You can just do that.
And then I'll go here and open that one, and then 4. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so Bill is gonna. I'll move Bill, so he's gonna kind of follow you there. So he's gonna go 1, 2.
Disturbs me that I can see Bill driving while we're doing
3. What are you just hiding there, Cal?
No, I was seeing if the room had anything in it.
Ah, okay. So yeah, clear. Okay.
Ah, he's opened the toilet. Let's get him.
Okay, Zim. Excuse me. If this ends up being a really shitty bad idea, lads, just tell me, because we don't have to continue. We can just say, "Oh, that was a fucking shit idea."
I'm not letting it be a bad idea, Mike. I'm gonna Dax the shit out of this.
Okay, Zim, it's your go.
Okay, so Zim's gonna, just like a subcom channel to Dax, Kel can listen if he wants. I just need to know the game plan. Dax, you do know I have control over the ship's environmental controls.
By force.
What I'd appreciate, Doc, is if
you're muted.
Yes. What I'd appreciate, Doc, is if you had control over the ship's internal cameras. Where the fuck are these?
Well,
we need to know where the buggers are.
You see, this depends if the rules includes the rules for strategy.
We never
because I could say yes if it was included as legitimate strategy.
We never said there were any rules other than first time you shot, you're out. That was the only rule we agreed on.
Oh, so I could just blow the airlock then and depressurise the bridge.
You could.
On a
I was going to say,
yes, you can do that.
I could open the airlock a fraction, just enough so they all fall unconscious, and then we walk in.
You're on the
dude,
planet.
we're docked on the planet.
Oh,
we're not in space. All that's going to happen is the door's going to open and the rain's going to get in.
Make everyone a bit damp.
Yeah.
You're going to make them uncomfortably warm.
Well, that was one plan.
Get on the cameras, Zim, and find out where they are, and then we've got an advantage.
Yes.
That is your contribution, and I will do the rest.
Yes.
Okay, so from the cameras in, you can see them. They've exited the bridge because you can see the cameras in your sort of mind's eye. It's like a holographic kind of thing in your brain. You can see that they have left the bridge and they are moving along the sort of south. Would that be the port? No, starboard kind of aspect of the upper deck.
Right. Then
Moving starboard, Dax.
there's two airlocks down. One will come out essentially a corridor ahead of where we are. So if I keep going the way I'm going, I've just got to cover that airlock.
Do you want to stay there, Zim? Do you want to move?
I'm going to stay my original location.
Okay. All right, Dax, it's your go.
I'd like to open this door in front of me, please, Mike.
Okay.
I was going to say, just in case he's surprised, he's obviously got his paintball gun leveled at all times, but he's not expecting them there. He's got an idea where they are. So I think heading straight up the end of here and opening the door is going to bring me out in a corridor very near to where they're going to emerge. But at the same time, if they're coming towards us, they also know we're probably coming towards them. However, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can use 4 squares of movement to get to there. Open this door, if that's right.
Yep.
And then I've got 8 squares of movement, and that would put me in this corridor, and the airlock opens just beyond that. So I would go 5 squares, open this door. I could go 6, 7, 8. And Dax is going to cover, Mike, this.
Okay. Just looking there at that map, just realised, is that right? The Harrier. Because you've got 2 airlocks, haven't you? There's one. Yeah, they must come down at because there's 2 airlocks dropping down, isn't there?
When you say airlock, do you mean a
Not
passage
airlocks.
from the top deck to the bottom deck?
Yes,
Yeah,
Iris.
ladders.
Yeah, ladders. Yeah. Is there just one ladder on that map? It is.
No,
I can see.
there should
thought
be
there were
one.
2.
There's only one that goes between the 2 levels. The other one goes to the lower missile turret. It doesn't go to the
lower
bottom
missile
level.
turret,
It bypasses and
yeah.
goes straight to the lower missile turret.
Yes, I see it. It's the one that you're at there, isn't it?
No, the one that I'm at there goes to the particle barbette, but it also goes to an iris in the living quarter, in the common area. Well, sorry, not the common area, the bit at the front by the bridge.
If we're looking on the Commerce Radar 2D
Yeah.
map, the 11 is the airlock, isn't it?
No, that's not the one I'm by. Okay, that.
No.
Let's see, the
It
11.
says 11. Big
Yeah,
letters.
11 is an airlock.
Yeah, but that's not the one you're at, is it?
No, I'm at the one that is essentially 3.
Yes, I can see that,
Up
yeah.
to, it's under the 3 for the staterooms. I think we all know where we are roughly.
Yeah, yeah.
So the ladder that
So-
I'm at the bottom of runs up to the particle barbette via
Via that.
the front end of the sort of common area stateroom bit.
Yes, yeah, I see it.
So Dax is just covering up that ladder, waiting in case anyone comes down.
Okay.
And then he's
right.
going to let Zim catch up if he wants to.
Okay, so Kel, you'll go.
Does it cost me movement to get past Billet?
No, you can just move past.
All right then.
Push him. He likes that.
Okay, that room's clear. I'm done.
Okay, so now we've got Bill. Okay, so I'm
So-
gonna kind of like move Bill to kind of like there, and
It's meant to be sort of like working together with Kel to kind of, one moves and the other's covering him, and then he
That's
goes
what,
up and
that's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
yeah. So Bill, do you want to
Yeah,
play
okay.
this? Do you want to play this, Bill? Do you want to play it kind of like? Do you want to go in aggressive, or do you want to play it defensive?
He wants to play aggressive. I have just dropped you a WhatsApp message, properly multitasking today, which would dictate how it plays out. I think you can get the idea depending on whether it's allowed or not.
suppose so. Yeah, sounds like why not? Yeah.
Thinking use one of Bill's advantages. He's a little bit tactical.
You want to drop? You want to? So you're outside. You're at the top of this ladder that goes down into the lower deck of the ship, and you're sort of stood outside this ladder, stood at the top of this ladder. Kelly's on the sort of top deck with you there. I can't tell. I have to tell him where they are. Kelly's at the top deck there. Kel, do you want to clear this top deck here, or do you think they're down there?
Well, I think one of them is down there.
Can we see if we can hear them, or is there a perception or something we could do to see if we identify?
Well, I could also
like
access the CCTV, but I didn't think that was. Calicinius doesn't think that's in the spirit.
Oh no, he can't.
Pretty good at hacking computers, but I didn't think it was in the spirit.
So am I.
Yeah, can you counter hack the Zim?
But what I'm saying is, Calicinius isn't trying to because he's not playing that game.
Yes, but you could make an opposed electronics roll.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to play paint.
You're going to try and play it properly.
Yeah. And then even if I lose, I win. You see?
Because you've got the moral high ground. You've got the moral high ground, haven't you?
Yeah.
I got the moral high ground, Anakin.
Morality in science, never.
But I
Never
thought
in a million years. They'll never catch
Gilliam and
on.
I originally we were just going to clear the top deck, make sure there's no one up here. That was what our original plan was.
Okay, so you're going to hold that position then, Bill, and Kel, you're going to kind of move around. Okay, so I've got you. Okay, so Zim, it's your go. You're sort of still in the sort
Location.
of that space there. Yeah, you're still in that location.
I'm going to just basically. Now, I don't want to drop shoes, gentlemen. However, I've just come to the conclusion that the main protagonist of us playing this game is not present. Silek.
Well, Silic's not playing.
Silic's not playing.
Silic just brought the weapons.
Okay. So he came on board.
No, but he's there. He's around. He's there. He's not playing.
They're all spectating.
Yeah, they're spectating. They're sat in a kind of one of the staterooms all together, watching on a holo camera.
Dax will. Dax would like to look
Don't worry,
up.
it's safe. I'm not doing anything surreptitious in this case.
Dax would like to.
It's not a coup.
It's
It's not a coup by Silek.
coup aboard the coup. Dax.
Yeah.
Dax
The
is.
paintball's got real bullets.
Yeah, we're all dead, and him and Kirsch are
No,
like.
you've just got like an explosive charge in the trigger, and you pull it, and you go boom, and you lose your hand.
I got cyber. I'll be fine.
See, I'd do that.
Got you, Bill.
So.
No, I'm going to stay. Zim's going to stay in his location.
Dax is at the bottom. Dax wants to look up and just say, Zim, I think it might be time to duck.
Okay.
Thinking
And
of
on
these-
that, I'll duck.
Bollocks. He forgot the fucking code word.
Okay, so that was. Are you doing anything else, Zim? Are you just going to sit tight for a minute?
No, I'm just monitoring one of the droids, like running around that location now.
Okay. All right. Dax, it's your go.
How high is that ladder, Mike, between decks?
I don't know. About 3 meters.
I would assume so.
4.4,
So
3 and a bit
I
meters.
thought it's nearer to about 10 meters, maybe 15.
10 meters.
30 or 40 meters.
That's ridiculous.
60 meters. 60
In
meters.
fact, going down it's only about half a meter, but going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking miles.
Well, that's fine. You come down then. Right.
Dax,
Can I-
you make a
can I go-
make a recon roll?
Yeah, I can. I absolutely can. I'm amazing. I can do anything.
I can do it! Jumps off a cliff.
I would do anything, but I won't do that.
You won't do that. It's all quiet down there. It's all quiet down there. It's all quiet up there. Sorry, it's all quiet up there.
I'm not worried whether it's quiet up there or not. I want an estimation of, like, can I get there in a round and still have a chance to shoot my paintball gun? Or is it going to take me? Am I going to be
I would
struggling?
say you'll get up there,
But they're going to get to shoot me first.
But you're not going to be able. You're going to emerge up there.
It's
Yeah,
going to
then-
pop up like a Ferrari map.
No, but I'll let.
There's your
You'll
back.
be able to shoot. You'll be able to shoot because you can move double quick. So I'll let you get up that 3-meter ladder because you've got the double speed legs, haven't you?
Yeah, but what happens then is I run up. Best case, I run up. I pop one of them. The other one gets me, and then it's probably Billum versus Zim, or Billum versus Kel, and I've let my team down. Or I can sit down here while we wait for the. No.
Nothing's going to happen.
We've got a paintball. Right, we've got a paintball match on here, and Dax is Dax.
Dax,
We could sit at the.
what's your 0G like?
It's great. We're on land.
But we're still using the ship's controls, though, aren't we?
Yeah, but if we turn off the artificial gravity in the ship, the gravity of the planet will still be present.
No, but if we could reverse it.
You can reverse it.
Oh.
Can you turn off gravity in a ship on a planet?
No,
Don't
he-
get in the
Gravity
semantics
No,
of
no,
science.
he's
Come
not.
on.
He's not turning off gravity. He's turning gravity super on in the other direction.
Oh, okay, I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Increasing.
Oh, I thought you get the ladder quicker as well.
I don't need it, Tim.
But
I'm
I was
good.
thinking, am I able to do it on a deck-by-deck basis or a room-by-room
Do it in a room
basis?
by. Do it in a room by room.
Could
do
you-
it in a
could
plate
you-
by plate.
could you
do it
take-
square by square?
Take the deck upstairs and multiply the gravity by 10 and crush their bones.
Okay.
No, Tim, I was kidding. We could play this all day, but Dax has got something niggling at the back of his mind, and he is
Suppose Zim should come out and play.
He is not a man who sits and plays strategically. He is a man who's playing paintball with his friends, and that means if he gets shot, he gets shot. But he wants to take somebody with him. And he knows he has to make the first move, so Dax is going to belt up that ladder and shoot whichever one of them is closest to him.
Boom.
Oi, oi, Bill! He gets to the top of the ladder. He's vaguely pleased that it's Bill, but also
Boom.
he was really keen to get some paint on one of Kel's outfits. Also, he never learnt what Kel was wearing for paintball. Actually, I don't know yet because I've not
Hell,
seen it.
yeah, we're gonna have to.
I can,
we'll have to
but
ask
Kel, I can
what
see
he's
you
wearing.
now. I can see you now through that door. What are you wearing?
I think I've written something down. But...
Sequin jumpsuit.
It's like Saturday Night Fever.
Oh dear.
Just say this beer. I've got this blood orange IPA.
Ooh.
That is, it's I think it is a Polish beer, blood orange IPA. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Is it very marmalade-y?
It's kind of it's quite sweet, but it's 5%. It's really nice.
I'm wearing skin tight, like it looks like sort of skin tight lycra, but it's all stripy, different like a rainbow stripes.
Oh dear.
But it's like really skin tight.
It's like
I look good. So
Doppler effecty.
yeah, it's kind of a weird.
I'm getting on the same
Dazzle pie.
visions of Milli
It's
Vanilli and
not,
Lagoon.
it's not something I would wear outside because it would just be too impressive. People
Yeah.
would be like, "Oh, that's a really cool outfit." So I only wear it in the.
So Dax gets to the top of the ladder. He's almost distracted by the pure eroticism that is Kel, but Bill's right in his face, so he's going to get to the top.
Girl, don't you know it's true?
He's going to try and shoot a paintball at Bill.
Okay, so make a roll because these. By the way, these paintballs they've got 30 rounds in a hopper.
Right.
It's an action to reload them. They do go full auto, and it's about 3 shots. It might be like 3 shots would be auto. Full auto would be 9 bullets, 9 pellets.
Can I
You get
spray
3.
them both?
Spray. What do the rules for
We've
multiple
done
combat
that
say?
before.
Spray fire.
Full auto, I think there's typically a recoil penalty, or I suspect a paintball gun doesn't have one.
Let's have a
Not that
look.
these guns are good,
rolls.
but
Dodging, parrying, glancing blows, shields. These are combat, range combat.
there were rules for how many rounds. I think automatic fire is essentially you hit. I could be mixing up 2 systems here.
Okay, so we've got here multiple attacks.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for the perfect time to strike a telling blow, the traveller can choose at once a frenzied assault. Oh, that's just for melee. New combat rules.
I could smack them with the gun.
If they were right next to each other,
Yeah.
I would say you could on both.
You're saying I can't drag 30 paintballs across an arc of about 20 degrees.
Okay, I'm going to say you can. Go on, it'll be fun.
Do you want to just quickly check that your full auto rules in the book, Michael? Or do you want me to make some kind of roll? I'm happy either way because it's in the PDF.
Now you can dodge this as well.
Yeah,
Kel.
it's
You
dodgeable.
can dodge it. It's dodgeable. So the dodge rules are. Let's have a look.
There's no way Dax would take out Bill and risk being shot back by Kel. Dax would want to take everybody out in a single heroic go and then laugh while he just got pelted with paintballs, having missed everyone.
Okay, so a target who is dodging makes a dex check opposed by the traveller's. It says melee attack, but we'll say it's for the. You can't normally dodge bullets because they're too quick, but I think you can dodge a paintball because they're not.
Well, it said in the rules, like the thing you just linked.
Dodges melee only.
Dad, you get -2 against range to dodge.
Ah, okay.
But
Okay.
I can cover.
You are.
Well, and we'd hear him coming up the thing, so it's like us hearing him
Yeah,
coming,
yeah.
and he pops up because he's super fast, and we're just diving for cover.
I think you should be able to get cover. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely do.
Kel has definitely got cover there. Kel's definitely got cover.
Yeah. So I think so. Combat initiative, ranged attack.
It's -1 on the weapon.
Yeah, that's
So if you
fine.
add one to your custom dice modifier.
I'm just having a look at.
I guess it would be.
Here we go. Right, auto. Auto weapons fire multiple rounds with every pull of the trigger, filling the air with a hail of fire. Auto weapons can fire in 3 modes: single, burst, and full auto. Burst, you add the auto score to the damage. It doesn't matter. Full auto, make a number of attacks equal to the auto score. So what are we saying the auto score is for these? They can be made against separate targets as long as they are all within 6 meters of one another. That's the rule.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so that counts then. So
Right.
the auto score is 3, isn't it? It's all if you just click
So
full auto.
I'm going to make, in that case, I'm going to make 2 shots against Bill and 1 against Kel.
Okay. And Kel's got some cover, so should we count that as a plus?
Well, I roll my dodge and use the cover as a bonus for that. So, I think.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so it's incorporated in that. The paintball guns are on our sheet. That's amazing.
They're on your sheet. Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to shoot gun combat slug with.
The targeting cover gets -2, Robert. It's on your thing.
So hang on. So all right, first
It'd
one.
be -3 altogether for Kel.
Yeah. So I'm shooting 2 at Bill first, which are at -1, which I'll put in manually because that's the paintball gun because it's crap. So item bonus of -1. So first one, and I've declared them first, so I'm not going to change these if I hit Bill first time. I'm still shooting twice at Bill. So this is the first one. First one's a 10.
Bop. Is that Bill out?
It is.
Well, he gets to dodge as well, right?
Yeah, Bill gets
Yes,
to dodge as well. And then I've got a
Okay,
second
so
shot on Bill.
What was the dodge rule again? Let's have a look.
It's a dodge with -2 because it's against range.
So it's like
It's
a
a dex check.
dex check at -2 against range weapons.
Okay, so let's make that.
And is it a standard dex check or is it against the sum of the attack?
Target can dodge the attack suffers -2 PM. It's just a. It's not against the attack.
It's not against my attack roll. It's just against the standard target number of 8.
It's just if you dodge it or not.
Okay, so let's make a roll.
Come on, Bill.
Difficulty mode. Okay, roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he dodges.
Success.
He dodges the first one. I made a second one against him. Let's see if he can dodge the second one. Oh, he probably can. The second one's only an 8, but it's still a hit.
Can you have dodged twice?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
definitely.
We could say it's a cumulative -2. So like it's -4 to try and then bounce out and dodge yet another.
Go on, let's see what happens. Is that a -4 to his custom DM then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And he's
Oh,
but
really?
he's
Oh.
only got to hit an 8 though. So if he rolled like last time, he'd still do it.
Can you hear me?
We can
Yeah,
hear
we
you,
can.
mate. We can hear you.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
can hear.
It's not going well for you, though.
It's not
Even-
going well for you because you've
even-
just been painted.
Even if that was only a -2, you'd have been painted on the second hit.
Fair enough. Oh, Billy manages to roll out of the way and then just get shot right in the middle of the chest.
So I'm -3 on my shot against Kel because he's got cover, and then he gets to dodge. So this is my shot against Kel. Oh, I didn't put my dex modifier in any of those. Right, well I did on this one. So I've hit Kel with a -3, but he gets a chance to dodge now at -2. Very nice, Kel.
Oh, nice.
So Dax he dashes up the ladder and just sprays. Billum ducks out of the way of the first one, but he pops in with the second one. Then there's a spray of paint all across, this bit of the coup is just covered in paint. It's all over the walls, but Kel dives clear. Kel, tell me how you dodge this paintball.
Well, I think it comes towards the doorway, but I'm sort of peeking out. I just duck back as it sweeps, so it hits sort of behind me, behind where the door was, all across the door, but I missed.
And Dax is just going to get on the...
Slow-mo.
Dax is just getting the comics, going to go, I fucking found him, Sim. Hurry up.
I'll start going to that location where Dax is.
Well, it's not your turn yet, just yet, mate, because we've got Kel.
That's my intention next
That's
time.
your intention. Okay.
Right, I'm looking forward to trying my own hand at this dodge rule. Now,
Okay,
if Kel had cover from me, have I got cover from him? I know his was from the doorway.
Well, I'm going to be moving first.
Oh, okay.
I can't. Is there a negative for using full auto? I guess.
No.
Especially because these don't do damage, technically, do they? So you're not trying to do.
No,
penetrate
you just get 3 attack rolls.
Yeah,
Right,
I
that
think...
seems like overpowered.
Well, the thing is, I think if you're firing normal slug weapons, you get a recoil penalty, but there's no recoil on a paintball gun. So I think you just get to fire 3 times and try and annihilate me.
All right, I'd like to step out into the corridor so I can see what's going on.
And then it's going to be a Kel and Zim off, which will be ace.
And then I'd like to fire 3 times.
Who knew?
And Dax is going to slip on paint, fall down the ladder and die.
If you click full auto on the paintball, it should just make 3 rolls.
Oh, does it? I should have done
Yeah.
that. Oh, yeah, you can click on the auto 3-round burst. Can you? Oh, yeah. No, it didn't work for me. I had to click on them individually.
No, I don't know if I can.
No, I had to do them
No, but
individually.
All right, I'll just do it individually. It's Dex, right?
Yeah, Dex for gun combat.
Minus
Gun
1.
combat?
Yeah,
Minus
minus
one.
1 because it's not a precision weapon. It is a toy.
So that will be custom DM minus. That's the first one. Shall I just roll all 3?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how many I've got to dodge. And this is where my petitioning for an additional incremental -2 is going to hurt me. Oh, fuck.
And finally.
Hang on, don't roll damage on me.
Sorry, that was the wrong. Ignore that last one. I'll do it again.
I was going to say, no, the last one was a sum of 5.
You put them in the freezer. This one's in
The,
the freezer.
no, the last one's fine. It says sum of 5.
Well, I got a 10, a 9, and an 8.
Okay.
Hang on, why are we ignoring the last one you got that was a 5?
You
So I rolled like 5 dice. I rolled like 5 times.
Yeah, but you got a miss, so
Well,
if you're going to
the
miss...
fifth one was a miss. The 4th and the 3rd ones weren't. So I just ignored all of them.
Yeah, but it doesn't say a miss. It says sum of
yes,
5.
the third one was a miss, a sum of 4, effect minus
Yeah.
4. So you got 2 hits. Because I think on the third attempt there, Kel, it did the auto burst.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it did.
Sure.
It rolled all of them.
It rolled all of them. Yes, so you've got 2 hits. So that's 2 dodges to try and make that.
Right, so dodges at -2, which is just a flat dex check.
Yep.
Okay, dex check, custom DM -2, first one. Oh, dex, damn it. So he gets hit the first time.
Okay, so call it.
Well, I
Call it,
just sort
Kel.
of step out of the corridor because obviously the spray paint has swept across me. So I just sort of step out and I sort of look sadly. Point back range. I just sort of spray his face. Make sure I try to do a fucking probe and get his eye.
And Dax drops to his knees, and even though the paintballs are hitting him in real time, in slow motion, he's going, "Ugh." and some kind of like Born on the 4th of July style.
It's like Platoon. It's like Platoon.
Can I sort of push him down the well with the ladder?
You can try. You want to push me down the ladder? I'm going to punch you.
Yeah, okay. I'll help you out with that.
I'm at this point. Dax is laughing. He got up. He took Bill. Kel managed to dodge him, and then Kel came back and executed him. This is all part of the joy of paintball. It was fun. We didn't hang around. We just did a fight. So he's laughing and smiling. He is going to sort of just briefly pat Kel on the shoulder, but then step away because Kel is still in an active engagement, so he's not trying to interfere. He just wants to sort of show a bit of respect and then step back with Bill to kind of laugh about the fact they're both covered in paint.
Zim, it's your go. What do you want to do?
I'm going to walk down the corridor opposite. Can you see where I'm going, Mike?
Yeah, so move 4 squares.
This is the fight I was waiting for, was Kel versus Zim.
Yeah, thanks for this, lads.
Okay.
I did my best.
Now we've got Kel. Do you want to go? Do you want to drop down that? Oh, you're muted, mate.
Can I pick up Willem's paintball gun and dual wield them?
Of course you can.
Excellent. And then,
Oh,
Do you want mine as well?
Then?
well, I hold it in my mouth. And then I'm assuming that Zim is on the lower level down where I assumed that they were relatively close. So I'm going to get down that ladder right in front of me and see what I can see.
Is it worth me telling Kel that I had flashbangs in my pocket as well, so you could drop one of those down there before you go down?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm all right. Do I see anything?
Isn't a flashbang in a paintball game basically a war crime?
Well, what? No, I figured no more so than looking at the cameras.
No. Looking at the cameras means we know
Exactly.
where you are. We're not damaging
No
your
one told Zim that
retinas.
the
Flashbang doesn't hurt you; it just temporarily stuns you a lot.
How
Okay.
much movement is it taking me to get down there?
That's your end of your movement.
That's all it is it?
Yeah, but you can fire if you can see anything.
You don't have cyber legs.
No, but I thought dropping down a kind of meter is fine. It'd be like one move. Sometimes dropping is faster than climbing, but it's fine.
It
I
is
would
if
just
you
like
take damage.
Oh, I think you can move 4 squares.
Yeah,
think
I would
3
agree-
meter,
I would
3
agree.
meter ladder. I think that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
I think
Well,
that's
I will
far
just-
enough, Kel.
There's 3 doors in here. I'm going to aim at the one that's open, and if anything moves, I want to see if I can get the top on it.
Okay.
Unless, can I use my second action, my shooting action to move? Can I sort of move twice?
You can move twice, but you can't shoot.
Yeah. Well, if I can't see anything, I don't want to sort of. So I'd like to open.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, nice. Okay, Zim, it's your go.
Oh, I've no idea
would
what's
like
going on
to
now.
activate Fred Astaire 1 program for Huey. So it's a little robotic tap dancing routine on the deck plate of where he is at the moment, his location.
Okay. Yeah, so he's going to start doing.
Putting on the Ritz.
Okay, so the droid starts Drody. Just Drody. You should say droid. Drody.
Drody.
Drody Dewey starts kind of tapping away there. Is there anything you want to do?
Zim is going to move my icon to just in front at that location.
Oh my god, this is going to be like a duel at high noon.
Okay.
And I'm
do
going
I
to
hear
wait
any kind
there.
of weird robot activity? Do I hear something weird going on, or is that not anywhere close to me? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. As you were going through that, as you were doing what you were just doing,
Yeah.
you could hear like some tap 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 tap.
Putting on the Ritz.
Oh, you took the big chocolate part. What
Sure.
do you like?
Should we just mute? Should we just mute Bill? I can hear about eating all the big chocolate bar. Bloody hell. Okay, Kel, it's your go. You can hear this kind of chit 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 chit. Something out there.
All right. What I'd like to do is open that door that I closed. So I'm going to ping the map, Mike. I think there was a door here.
Yep.
And the other door
Yep.
was shut. I'm going to assume that Zim's down that corridor somewhere. So what I'd like to do is open this door and then I'm going to move and do a John Woo style dive and double down
Max
the corridor.
Payne.
Even if there's nothing there, I just want to coat the entire corridor with paint. So like before I even see down it, I want to be fired.
You want to be firing.
Zim,
Okay.
you need to kill him because he's going to have to clean all this up that
So,
he's
I'm
just
gonna
done.
go, so by movement, it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, but I'm prone on the floor, I guess.
Okay. All right. So what
I'm
was
no longer. I couldn't. Next round, I won't be able to move. I have to sort of stand there.
Okay, so it's -2 to both attack rolls, plus a -1, so it'll be -3 to both attack rolls, but you're effectively going to get 6 rolls.
-2 because it's. I'm firing
Dual
twice.
weaponing.
-1 because it's a paintball.
Yeah.
Do I also get -1 for doing a John Woo style, which is very stable?
I think.
No,
It feels
so
like I'm just like.
I want to see you succeed.
But I was going to say, is Kel like? Is Kel proficient in John Woo style dive kills?
Yes, he's.
You could make an
-3.
athletics roll if you want. You could make an. Have you got Dex athletics?
Meanwhile, Dax is upstairs and he's just hugging Billum.
No.
The pair of them are
This
covered
is
in
the thing,
paint,
it's not-
and Dax is pissing himself.
I've got Dex, but I don't have any added.
You're not got
skills
athletic
like that.
skill.
That's why I thought you might sort of. I know it's cool, but maybe it's not the best way to fire a paintball gun.
Okay, well make an unskilled skill roll using Dex as a modifier.
Unskilled, untrained, with Dex.
Yeah. What did you roll there?
-2
You rolled
effect
-2.
for the
Okay,
6.
so you're going to get a minus. You are going to get a -2.
So it's -5 total, but I get
-5.
6 shots.
But you get 6 shots. So all you need to do is get 1 hit, and he's down. You can basically fill the
This is what I
corridor
want. I
with
just want it
paint.
to be able to go.
I love the idea that you paint the whole corridor, and in the middle of it is just Zim not hit, going, "What the fuck?"
This goes like that.
Yeah, just
What I'm going to do is
That's
just
what I'm
put
hoping for.
it's
Yeah.
-5, but I get +1 to Dex, but it's faster if I just put -4 and just roll it 6
Yeah.
times. So, roll 1. Oh, why is it rolled like 4 times?
that rolled all 3 of the auto shots.
Okay, great. Well, if it does that again, then that's fine. I missed all 3 of those. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then -4. Roll.
Seems that seems weird.
Yeah, it does seem weird that they all scored the same though.
Yeah. It's not quite right there.
I'm gonna. It didn't roll the second time. Hold on,
Zim's
-4.
fucking strikes again.
Oh no, this traveller's not happy with me at all.
Reboot your screen.
I will do. I'll be really quick. Well, the first 3 missed, definitely. So there was just paintballs flying past, they're exploding.
Yeah,
behind you.
they all got.
The same roll.
They all rolled.
I
a
could have.
three.
I just 6 dice appeared. They were all crap. So it might be.
It
Right.
might have been 3 lots of 3, maybe. That
It
seems.
doesn't often bug out like that, does it? Right. Let's try this again.
Yeah, if it does it again and they're all exactly the same,
Full
then it's
auto.
wrong.
-4.
Oh, it's a game within a
Because
game.
I also want to see this done, because it's cool.
Well, it says I'm out of ammunition, but it can't be if I had because one of
It's
them is
like
not
Omnivorous,
mine,
it's
someone
doing me
else's,
head in.
right?
Thing is,
Right.
a full
So you're out of ammunition.
full
But I'm
auto.
using someone else's gun. right?
Yeah. Don't. It's because you
Yes.
reload it and then do it again. So the thing is, full auto uses every round in the clip.
Yeah.
Yes.
You only get to shoot 3 times, but you use every bullet in the clip. That's
It's like
how
a 3
full-
round burst, and it's like that, you know.
Yeah. Do you want me to refill you?
Let me see if I think I've done it.
Yes,
Hold on a
please,
second.
Mike.
Let me try. There we go.
That was better.
Oh.
Yes, they were all different numbers.
Okay.
None of
Is
them
there any-
hit, but they were all different numbers.
None of them hit. Guys, Bill, Zim, he's just there. He's absolutely filled the corridor with paint, and like you're miraculously stood there.
That's because I've got me John Woo skill wave through. So
it's
he
also-
does all this, goes blap blap blap, and Zim just turns sideways.
The thing is, with all of those rolls, Sim, it's not even that. It's like he's drawn the Mona Lisa across the ceiling with
It's
him.
just a mess.
There's an arc where he's died, then he's landed in the corridor and gone, oh, my shoulder. And now he's prone. Zim, finish him.
Finish it.
Finish him.
Make an attack. So if you look on your character sheet, Zim, you'll see the paintball gun.
Just click on the 2 dice next to it.
Might as well go full auto because there's no
Go full
penalty.
auto,
Just
so
get
where-
3
Never go
shots.
full auto, man.
Where
Never
it
go
says
full
full
auto.
auto
Right.
When you absolutely positively got to paint some
on the
motherfucker.
inventory, click those words full auto,
Okay.
and got a -1 in the custom dice modifier or item bonus.
Actually, don't bother because I'm prone, so you get that.
Yeah, you do. That cancels out because he's prone.
Okay.
Can I just fire once and just use the gun
or like a
combat?
kill shot.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but the full auto, there's no penalty for firing 3 times, so you sort of might as well hose him.
It's cooler to just.
But it is cool. It is much more. Yeah, it's much more sort of Dirty Harry to just bam. He did it anyway.
He did it.
Was that your dex bonus as well? Yeah.
That was just a straight roll.
Because if your dex is negative, it's the only thing I'm thinking.
Oh no, my dex is negative. I don't think.
Your dex skill is 8. Which
Yeah,
means
so
you
you're
don't have a
fine.
bonus.
Fine.
Now,
Yeah.
there's a -1 for the item, but we'll give you a
But
+1
because he's prone.
So you hit him. So you've hit him. Where do you hit him?
In the middle of his head.
PJ, my eyes.
So it's not on my outfit.
No, I'll ruin the outfit.
It's all in his hair.
Girl, you know it's true. Legumes.
That was that was like a 10-second, 15-second chaotic.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Honourably won by Zim, chief scientist.
Just waiting and then executing.
I need a quick wee, and then let's.
Sure, all right.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Ditto.
Thank you for entertaining me, gentlemen. I know you were just playing with me, really.
Well, what else is there to do on a Wednesday night?
Right, night even.
So I think we all agree that
yeah.
Willem lost, so he has to clean up, right?
Yeah, he got shot first.
Oh, as long as Zim doesn't have to. Oh, I can actually ask him to see if he'll mind doing my lab as well while he's at it, but it does need a little bit of spring clean.
It's what Willem loves to do, slave away on behalf of other people. It's his lot in life.
But I'm going to take advantage and make a quick brew while the boys are away.
Yeah, okay.
That was good, actually. I enjoyed. I mean, I appreciate it as sort of a passenger for a lot of it, but it's good fun, though, especially.
It was a
when
bit silly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Good.
It was good. I'm a bit concerned, Mike. Calistinius has smart fabric suits that clean themselves. He has a sonic sweat and stain remover, which cleans clothes and armor. He has a personal auto butler, does all his own laundry and other cleaning for him. He doesn't actually know how to clean stuff. He's never had to do it.
Yes.
He understands the theory. The theory is you tell your
done.
auto butler to do it and it gets clean, right?
You've seen it done.
I've seen it done. I mean, it's a skill that I'm impressed by. Like, well, that is very impressive. However, I don't think my auto butler can be turned to that. It's not an automatic machine that does washing, right? It does specific tasks for me. So I'm going to have to hire some external cleaners.
Oh, hang on. Just
Gold.
just what we've just done there now. Just kind of. I've overfilled my screen.
With
Too much screen.
Kind of. How have we done that? Exit full screen. Okay, that's it. Yeah, you're gonna hire some external cleaners. We've got the droids, but they're not going to clean. You're going to get someone in, aren't you? You're not going to get a woman in. You're going to get a man in. You're going to get a kid in.
I was just saying that Calistinius has lots of automatic cleaning equipment. Like his clothes automatically clean themselves. He's got an auto laundry. He's got an auto butler. He's got a sweat and stain remover for his items and stuff. He's never actually cleaned. He's seen it done. He's impressed by the skill set involved, but he doesn't really know what you do, and it kind of scares him. So he's going to hire some workers from the shipboard and get them to come in.
Nice. Well, I think that's probably quite a good time. We'll wait for Zim to be back, but I love the idea of the aftermath of this. And
I think I go, oh, Billum, we've lost, right? I call up to Billum from the lower deck. Oh, sorry, mate. It's all gone horribly wrong. But it's not very bad down here. Why don't I clean upstairs and you clean the lower deck, right? Is that okay, Billum?
Sounds fine. Sounds fine.
That sounds a great deal.
And Dax is going to sort of slide down the ladder. He'll have Dax's sort of idea is he'll slide down the ladder after he hears the sort of final shot and the woohoo from Zim or whatever. Because
You just heard me running down the flat.
Dax didn't want to go down until the rest of the fight was over. He didn't want to sort of be involved and disturb anything, but he'll reach a hand out to Kel to kind of help him up off the ground. And Kel's got this like pain across his face and at, like the top of his hair. And Dax will clap him on the shoulder and just say, "That was pretty epic there, Kel. I thought that was mighty impressive. If I could trouble you for a moment of your time, once you've cleaned yourself up, come see me in the captain's quarters. I've
anyone put a
got
wager on
something
this?
to discuss with you." Now, we didn't, but maybe Silek did. Maybe that was his idea all along.
I will, Dax. Thanks. I think I underestimated Sim. I thought he would be
I did-
slow, easy.
I think we all did. I was convinced he was
Including Zim.
fucked. Yeah, I was convinced he was fucked the moment I went down.
You did well. You did well.
Hidden talents.
Silek is just dead pleased about this because he's like that.
Good.
That exercise, guys, is a like
Team builder.
we might get boarded at one day.
Well, yeah.
It's good team boarding, and now we're used to moving around the ship and knowing where the weak points are, the strategic points are. That's what it's
And
like.
how quickly we can get up and down between decks and still do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and what can be done? What can be done? Yeah. So
Is
that's
this
kind
what Silek's saying?
that's what Silek's saying.
Yeah. He's
You've
tactical.
got an hidden depth, Silek.
Yeah. Well, he's a former Marine, Silek.
Yeah, but he doesn't often come out with stuff.
I think in the last few sort of months, he seems to have been, mainly because we've had a few more PCs, but he seems to have been chilling out a little bit from his psycho-Silek days. Maybe Maybe he's getting back, his trauma's receding and he's getting back to his military training.
You're right, Dax. I think like I lost myself for a little while, and feels like got something. I don't know. Maybe just things have changed a little bit, on the crew. So just felt like I was sort of getting back to maybe an old me. And actually now, I've been chatting to the lads. Actually, well, Stella as well, which is one of the lads.
Yeah.
And it's custom, if you don't mind, if I just wanted to say something. I mean, is it okay to? Is it a good time to say it?
It's
Speak your mind, Silek. We're all friends here.
democracy here, my friend. You say what you gotta say.
It's custom on pirate ships to have a. So I've been reading. To have what's called a quartermaster. And it's where the crew, the NPC crew, it's where the crew can maybe go to kind of bridge the gap between the captain, the flight crew, and the staff. And been chatting with the lads, and we'd be very pleased if Mr. Billum would be our quartermaster.
Oh.
I couldn't think of a more deserving and honest man to do the job myself. What a fantastic suggestion, Silek.
Hear that, man.
It means I
Thought
don't have to do
about-
any extra work. I'm all for.
We've thought about it hard, and he's one of us. He's a grunt. He's come through the school of hard knocks, and he's not afraid of taking a few knocks and dishing them out. He's not got a silver spoon in his mouth
Or up his arse.
or up his arse. And we'd be very pleased if he'd do us right. So if he turns to you, Bill, and he says, and he's got there's a little pin badge. I'm gonna say there's a little pin badge, and he hands it to you. He's got it in his hand and he holds it out and he says, "So if Mr. Billum, Mr. Valera's Bill, you're a friend, and if you'll take us, we'd love to have you as our quartermaster."
It would be my honour. And Bill's like sort of inside. He's like, remember, he always wanted to join the Navy and failed at joining that. He wanted to be a pirate and failed at that. He's only ever wanted to kind of be something and be accepted. So like, although he's sort of been through some hard years, these last few years have toughened him up somewhat. So I don't think he's by any means like the softy perhaps that he was when we first started this campaign. But inside, he's like properly like, "Oh, this is amazing."
I think I'm going to have to rewatch Black Flags,
Yes.
I know, that's where I got the idea from. And all
Billy Bones.
All who agree say aye.
Aye!
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Right. Sorry to interrupt you, Captain Dax. You want? We'll just crack on. Swab the decks, and so to speak.
Sorry.
I think it'd be nice if we could have a little celebration.
Well,
A little.
Dr. Sim, if I may, I think it's time we had a little bit of crew time all together. But before we
Yes.
do that, I'd like to have a little word with Kel. And then, I think there may be some discussions for the crew to have anyway. And Dax is just going to nod to Kel and sort of head back to his quarters.
Well, I've got to get the paint off my face.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm going to go back to my quarters and get a new outfit.
Yeah. Dax is not expecting you to come immediately with paint on you. He's like, he can't imagine that you would do that.
Now, if we're going to have shore leave, gentlemen, I do have some rather spiffing new vaccinations for shore leave people if they're going to indulge in other practices. Because there are several variants of being passed along at the moment. So
The space
I will say to the crew, if they want inoculation from Vendrian
flu.
Inoculation's what you need.
It ends with flu.
If you want to be a hooker master.
Yeah. For 3-legged and 3-crotched and crotched.
3 crotched.
Three crotched.
Okay.
3-groined.
You've been reading my traveller notes.
4-bottomed.
The Adventure of the
5,
3-groined witch.
But yes, I think surely it would be a really cool idea for everyone.
Yeah. Before you go on your shore leave, what did you want to talk to Kel about?
Yeah, I've got
Yes.
to head over to Dax's cabin.
Yeah. So,
Sort of knock on the bulkhead door.
yeah, Dax will just say, come in. And as you come in, Dax is sitting, he's got his feet up. He's now in the Scurrilous Dave outfit. He's got that we looted from the base. He's got the Scurrilous Dave jacket and the Scurrilous Dave hat.
That's his bedroom there.
That is it. This is the captain's quarters. It is the finest room on the ship. And to be fair to Dax, it doesn't look too bad. It's not like it's been badly abused. There's a couple of old glasses of half-drunk whiskey, and there's a lot of cigarettes.
Porno on the floor.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of cigarettes, like in a.
You wouldn't want to bring a UV light in here.
Yeah, no, you really wouldn't. And there's an overflowing ashtray on one side, and he's not on the bed in some weird reclining pose. He's up on his desk, but he's got his feet up, and he's got a cigarette in his mouth, and he sort of motions. He motions. Well, we're going to get to that, my friend. Please close the door. Take a seat. And he offers Kel a seat, and he pours a large whiskey for the pair of them and passes one over. And he's looking. It's very hard to judge, but you've known Dax a long time, and he doesn't have. He's still got the sparkle in his eye that he always has, but he hasn't quite got the weird grin on his face that makes him look constantly sarcastic. And he looks you straight in the eye and he says, Celestinius. And it might be the first time he's ever used your full first name. He's not called you Kel or Kelly. He says, Celestinius. I'm a man with many flaws. I'm decisive. I'm impulsive. I'm overconfident. But I'm not stupid. I know the things I'm good at, and the things that perhaps I could stand to improve on. But on this ship, in a minute, take it slow, baby. Let's cool down here. And he whips his trousers off. He says, I've spent over a year with most of this crew now, and they've become, I would probably say, my only friends in this galaxy. And I hope over the last few months I could come to count you among one of them. Now, when we established this great undertaking, particularly when we joined with the force of Oleb and undertook his campaign to re-establish Trinax, I was the natural leader for a pirate crew, because I was the only one who had any experience as an actual pirate. I've done it most of my life.
I've seen everyone else, so yes, you were the best of a bad lot.
But as I say, I'm not a stupid man, and I know that my skills are not best spent commanding a vessel. On top of this, we find ourselves, and he sort of sweeps his hand around this fantastic bedroom, says we find ourselves aboard one of the most phenomenal pieces of Sindalian tech from the ancient era of old Drinax. And in the last few months I've seen some things with my own eyes that have changed my perception of this galaxy a little bit. I once dreamt of being the captain of a pirate ship, leading my own crew, and I've done that, and it's been fantastic. But now I see myself perhaps as more of an explorer, more of a man who just wishes to take the journey, to see what's out there. But the one thing that will never change is I love this ship and I love this crew. And I love our mission. I genuinely believe in what Oleb is trying to achieve. And I will be honest with you, I don't think I am the best man to head this ship anymore. I think a true noble son of Drinax would be better at the helm of this ship. My skills lie in infiltration. My skills lie in murder and assassination. They lie in the simple mundanity of operating the turret and gunnery, skills that at the moment we sorely need. When it comes to interacting with people, the head of the ship should carry some weight, and while I can charm my way out of most things, I think we found ourselves a man who could command this vessel better than I. I consider you friend, Kel, and I would be honoured to serve under you as a captain, if you would have me.
Thank you very much for those words, Mr. Gendar. I didn't expect you to appreciate my skills so quick. However, I would be concerned that the rest of the crew, having known you as a leader for so long, would not be happy with authority changing. Do you think they would be happy with it?
I think it's important that we have an honest conversation with the crew. But I didn't want to bring this up in front of everybody else before first discussing it with you and making sure that you were happy to assume the mantle of command if the others were keen.
Well,
First mate's a good secondary for Dax. Sorry, I'm not there.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Would you be? Would I be able to take over this cab after having it detoxified?
This room is yours, my friend. It's always been above my station. I'm not a man with high goals in that sense. And he looks Kel in the eye and he smiles, and a bit of that old sort of Dax. There's less reflection and more sort of looking to the future in his eyes. And he says, I always wanted to command a pirate ship, and I've done it. I wanted to find a hidden pirate base, and I've done it. There's a few things still on my bucket list. I'd love to be a Duke of Drinax, and we're going to do that. And after that, I'd like to be a pirate lord at sea.
Most of the Dukes I know are dicks.
Well, in that case, I'm perfect.
Well, no, I think you'd be an upgrade sometimes.
He says, no, the room would be yours, my friend. The time I've spent recently with the engineers, while you and Zim have been on board the ship, they've made me think I have a very strong role with the common folk of this universe, because I'm from a backwater asteroid belt. My father was a belter. I became a pirate to escape being a belter. I'm not a man of high society. But we're on a ship that is high society, and we need a man of influence to bring people into the sphere of the kingdom of Drinax. Now, I can help you with that, but I think you can achieve the mission better than I can. And I'm not arrogant enough to cling on to power when it's not necessary. My joy comes from being along for the ride, not being the man in charge.
Well, my joy comes from being the man in charge. So
Then we're going to have a great fucking time, mate.
Everyone's going to be happy.
Now, I'll be pissed half the time, but I'm going to be great.
Canastidius takes a slow drink, and I think he appreciates that Dax hasn't. Sometimes Dax is putting on a front, right? He's trying to be a bit playing up to his role, but he realizes that Dax is now being as honest as he's ever been, probably.
Yeah.
But also, Canastidius thinks that he deserves the best route. He thinks he deserves to be in charge. He thinks basically all these guys are the scum of the universe. So he's like, but he doesn't want to come out. So he's like, oh, well, I appreciate once the rest of the crew, if we'll run it past them, Mr. Gendar, and if they agree, then I will be happy to take over the logistics and the leadership of the team. However, I want you to know that I appreciate you've got more experience with the crew and with the ship, so I would be relying on you for tactical day-to-day details, because I wouldn't want to lose your expertise.
Well, I appreciate that, my friend, I really do. And when it comes to matters of piracy, I've robbed a ship or 10 in my life, and anything I can help with there, I will. Even domestic stuff.
Make it 11.
Well, or maybe 25. I think Oleg needs a few. But I think on that basis, the most important thing we can do now is talk to the rest of the crew. Now, I've known these boys a good chunk of the last few years, and I think they'll respect that the decision is my own, and it's not coming from a place of subservience or defeatism. I've just found a different focus in life, and I think the ship will run better for it. But let's let them make sure they're happy, because there'll be no mutiny on my watch. Sorry, your watch, Captain. And he'll nod and smile.
Yes, it has. If there's any sense that everyone isn't happy with this, maybe we'll delay it until we can excise the rotten core of our crew.
I would agree, but
people loyal to me.
I'll be honest, I've never known any of these men give too much of a shit about anything. I don't think it'll be a problem. And then Dax is from within the room while Kel's still there. Dax will just buzz the intercom and say, and he'll smile at Kel, and he'll sort of draw his chest in a little bit and just say, Captain Dax Gendar requesting all crew in the bridge, please, for a very important discussion.
Close the bridge.
And then he'll sweep the he'll sort of wave Kel towards the door with his last moment in charge, just milking it potentially, and he'll sort of indicate Kel to leave his quarters, and then I think we head to the bridge.
There is our bridge.
And when everyone's gathered, Dax will just say, very, very briefly, he'll say, look, particularly addressing Silek, Zim, and Bill. Not so much Kirsch, the drunk, although he's a big fan of Kirsch. But addressing them, I'm going to say the engineers are not here, Juriet, Chaim, and Stella, because they're not core crew, they're very new. But he'll say, I've been doing some thinking. And he'll look straight at Zim. He'll say, particularly since you and I saw the Alohi whilst we were doing the gas giant gamble with our helmets off in the depths of space, and I came to appreciate, Zim, some of the wonders of the galaxy that must inspire a powerful scientific mind like yourself. And it occurred to me I'm perhaps wasting my potential. I desire to be, and he's milking it now, but it's his last chance to milk it. He said, I desired to be the captain of a pirate ship, and I've lived that dream, and I couldn't be prouder of the crew I led, or the men that served beneath me willingly and loved my every command. But and then he sort of turns and he smiles, and all of that's washed out of his face, and you just see Dax, the drinking buddy, the actual guy who's not putting it on. He says, we all know I'm not a natural born leader. I'm a spaceship pilot. I'm a gunnery operator. I'm a sneaky fucker, and I'm a killer. But I'm not a born leader. I'm very proud to call all of you my close friends, and I'm thrilled with the adventures we've had in the last few months. But the heat's stepping up, boys. A few months ago we took a noble ship. We still have nobles in Cryo. We're about to rob an Imperial treasure ship, after which we begin the greatest period of piracy in our history to re-establish the mighty kingdom of Drinax. And I can't help but think we need a man at the helm who can command the respect of others as much as I can command the respect of you guys, and I love you for it. And I'm proposing that Kel takes over as the captain of the ship. Now don't get me wrong, I'm going nowhere unless the captain commands me, but I can operate the gun in the turret better than I can sit in my arse and talk shit to docking command. I can sneak into places and find information better than I can tell you guys how to do the shit you're already fucking good at. I want to know though, how would you feel about Kel as the captain of the ship?
Let's make a complete new medical profile.
Oh, there's a lot of work in there, Sim, I understand that.
It would be bothersome, but not impractical.
You love prodding around a new suspect. Specimen. Whatever.
Victor.
What's Kel wearing at the minute?
So, he's wearing. It's like a black outfit with purple trim, but it's got remote drones that are shining spotlights on him. So these tiny little drones are flying around him, all showing spotlights, like he's on a stage.
Excellent. Okay. Bill walks up to him, and he's, Bill's a pretty gruff-looking fellow, and he walks right up to him, and he's sort of like properly nose to nose, and he looks up at the drones, and he sort of flicks one away. You're all right, Kel. And he sort of, tidies up his collar, that sort of like unnecessary flapping of a collar kind of thing. He goes, I'll follow you. You'll do all right. And he kind of pats him on the shoulder, and then sort of walks back and sits down and carries on cleaning his gun.
Well, I would only be first among equals. Of course, I would never try and. There always has to be someone who's giving out the orders, but I want everyone to know that it comes from a place of love and equality, not because I'm better.
Equality, opportunity.
Also, we all saw that even Zim can take you in a paintball match, so a mutiny's not off the cards.
Of course. We've all got hidden skills, hidden talent.
I'm not unfavourable to the idea.
If there's anything I could do to make the transition easier, Zim, I would be happy to take any advice you have.
Well, I think if we're going to broach this with the crew, I think we need to do this as a general celebration.
I would agree.
Where we can cement, if that's the word, roles and responsibilities, in a broad sense.
Now you mention celebration, it's actually a fairly good moment. It's not really a celebration, but there is a party down at Mackie's tonight.
Okay.
Oh, what kind of party?
Do you say?
It's just the kind of crew of the Martin II are just having a bit of a knees up. It's a bit of a chance because they've been working under a lot of pressure.
We'd presumably know about this because we've got engineers on the crew now.
Yeah, engineers on the crew. Yeah. There's a bit of a party, a bit of a knees up. One of the crew, one of the crew of the Martin II. Which one? What was his name again? Martin II NPCs. Who's the guy who plays the guitar? Julian Hall. Yeah, Julian Hall. He's going to do a bit of a little gig.
Awesome.
Playing some of his kind of working class space trucker bollocks. And there's going to be like a bit of a chance for the crew of the Martin II to kind of go down, let their hair down. They've all been working so hard, so that the captain's basically given them a bit of an evening off to go and chill.
But Dax will turn to everyone in the room and say, well, we've heard from a few of the engineers. There's a bash on down at Mackie's. I hear that a lot of the crew of the Martin II are down there. Now, Chaim and Stella, they're expected down there as well, because they're technically engineers now. I say, why don't we have our own bash? Celebrate our news. Maybe mingle with them a bit. 2 birds, 1 stone, all of that. But if we're happy with it, I think we cement this now. And we head on down to party. And he'll turn to Kel. And he'll extend his arm in a sort of a handshake.
and I sort of reach out to grasp Dax's hand, but then I use my other hand to sort of grab him into a hug.
Oh, I was going to do that to you. And Dax pulls him in, and as they're very close, and he just says, "We'll do this. We'll do this, Kel. We'll take back the kingdom of Drinax." And you can tell now he's fired up again. He feels this, the weight's sort of lifted, and he can be Dax again. And
yes, he's got the responsibility's been taken away. Just be himself.
He's good at certain things, and he really wants the objective that we're after. But the captaincy thing, there's been a few things over the last season and a half. He struggled to do the docking on the way in. He's got a bit lax on his pilot skills that he used to be really good at. His diplomacy and negotiation have kind of hit their walls. And we're now dealing with the likes of Baroness Lux on Cordan, who is a high-ranking noble who we have persuaded to be an ally of ours and potentially in the future join the Drinaxian cause. But Dax knows he's really hit his limit of being able to talk her round to be like, yes, now you're our friend because we helped you. By the way, could I sell you on the kingdom of Drinax? He wants... We've got better people placed for that.
You need a bit more sophistication, don't
you? And he's more interested in achieving the mission and just being along for the ride than he is getting the glory for it. Because ultimately, he's going to be a pirate lord at Teve, so...
Would you mind if we just take 5 minutes? Because I just need to let the dogs out for a wee.
That's fine, mate.
And then what I wanted to think about is what we... There's this party. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's tonight. It could be tomorrow night, to be honest. But there's this party coming up.
I think tonight's perfect.
Yeah. Do you want to do anything before you go to the party? Or do you want to talk? Because we want to, you were doing some interviews. So basically, Kel was doing these interviews of the crew. You've got your engineers who've been doing a bit of investigation. You could have a bit of a chat with them, see if they've got any juice. Or you could just do a bit more kind of investigation of the ship or the Martin II or what. Just have a little think about it. I'll just be a couple of minutes.
No worries, buddy.
Cool.
What we have been talking about is that Laurie Hanshaw, the launch pilot, is like a key suspect for us. And we were trying to work out, do we need to kidnap her? Do we need to try and get her in a social situation? I would say the first thing is, let's see if she's at this bash. We'll have our own little party on one side. It'll mingle because of the crew. Let's see if we can find Hanshaw there and just scope her out a bit.
Who's good at social situations in terms of talking to people, getting information out of them, not threateningly, but kind of who's good at sort of carousing and...
So Dax is good at carousing and good at anything that doesn't require high social standing. So Dax has a really bad social stat, meaning that if it's a dive bar with scummy people, he's quite good. And he's good at carouse and drinking. And also persuade. He's very good at persuade, which is how he's got so far. He's basically bluffed his way into captaincy for 4 years. But what we've started to hit, I think, as a limit, which is where I wanted to throw this out. I've been thinking about this for a few weeks before we started the season, and particularly after the start of the season. We're starting to interact with higher level nobles and people, and we want to bring on kingdoms, and we want someone at the helm who is of higher status. But Dax is really good at the social interaction of the common man.
Yes.
So, do you want to try and isolate Henshaw and sort of chat her up / investigate her on your own, or do you want any backup with that?
I think we do it as a crew. I would do it the way we were last at Mackey's, and you will know this, Kel, because you were there. I just didn't realise. But when we were last at Mackey's and we were talking to that's how we got our engineers onto the ship. Was we bumped into their engineers and we got chatting. We had a night of getting pissed with them. And I would be interested in chatting to Henshaw in that group. But Dax is sort of free now of being I'm the captain of the coup de grace, which was his big deal. And then he was like, and these are my boys, and they're pretty good. Do you want to hire them? Now he's just like, I'm just some dude who's on a ship. Let's chat.
On a crew night out, celebrating new promotions we genuinely are.
That's it. We're celebrating our new captain. He's a good man. However, mumble grumble, isn't it always wank?
So Zim, I was thinking, I could try and get onto the treasure ship, but not as any of the roles that they've lost, but as kind of like as my old role as like this imperial liaison,
the adjunct,
investigating the sabotage crash, trying to and at least I'd be on the ship, but I would need some kind of authorization to do that. How good is your sort of forgery skills? Could you forge a Imperial document that says, due to suspicious activity and sabotage, we're assigning this Imperial region until you land back at base or whatever?
I have forged Imperial documentation before.
This is true.
Because I think
Well, I
that might be
suppose
the
it
way to
depends
get
how much scrutiny it would go under. If this gets flagged back to anybody remotely in the, I don't know, intelligence services,
Well,
it could
could you-
possibly
how-
start a red herring.
That's true, but could you also intercept any outgoing transmissions from the ship and send back a fake signal from the Imperial intelligence saying, "Oh yes, this is perfectly valid, it's perfectly good"? How difficult are those?
Now, this is Zim's sort of cookie mix.
Mhm.
I can't say I can't do it, but I just
Right.
need the length of time to do it. Because I think between us and them, we've got a better understanding of things. Not to blow our own trumpet.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we could do it, but maybe not immediately. There's
Do
not
what?
much
Yeah.
immediate-
I could go away and work on that with Lydia.
Which
Well, I
one
was
of you?
saying, Mike, Calistinius would like to get onto the ship, onto the treasure ship as crew, but he hasn't got the skills to be any of the crew. He's not going to get hired as an engineer or doctor or anything. But maybe because of my role that I pretended to be the Imperial adjutant or whatever it was,
What is an
if
adjutant?
Zim could authorize, forge a document saying this guy needs to be posted on your ship to make sure there's no more sabotage, to make sure you're all doing your job correctly. And then Zim was like, well, they might send a signal saying, is this valid? And I would say, well, if we could intercept that signal and send, again, another fake signal back
It
from
wouldn't
Imperial
get back.
authorities saying,
It might take weeks to come back, you see, as well.
well, yeah, well, so if the document just said, please take this guy on board until you rendezvous with more Imperial authority, just to keep an eye on things, give him a nice room, let him investigate subtly so that we can make sure nothing else happens again. That would
You've got
a
the
way.
Harrier's electronic countermeasure suite, which gives you a +4.
Mhm.
That can be upgraded to a +6, by the way, given sufficient funds. So I guess it would be some kind of deception role.
Like deception and electronics to forge a document, right?
Yes.
Or, well, they already know who I passed that test, right? We got on the ship, we had a look around, but just another document. Maybe it wouldn't be as difficult because I've already established my bona
Probably
fide.
just
in
let
that
you make
sense. Just
one
saying,
roll.
please let this guy. This guy is now authorized to piggyback on your journey for the next couple of months until some higher authority can take over.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. I think maybe make a roll to see how.
Yeah, but I think
the
Zim's the one
document
to. I've got the sort of social skills, but Zim's got the tech background that would help.
What sort of
Social skills.
reason do you want to be on the ship for, Kel?
If it's sort of investigatory, so that I could sort of poke around and not get shouted at, rather than military or, actually help them do their normal job. So it would be like what I pretended to be before was some slightly vague admin guy who was sort of poking around a bit, just asking some questions because it was a bit dodgy. So
I think we should reinforce that idea. They've already seen you once.
yeah,
If you were able to present them with a communique from the Imperial Finance
cool.
Interstellar Bureau of Commerce
Yeah,
to escort the ship to its next docking station where your report will be submitted for evaluation, then the ship and the crew are in the clear of any financial
yeah. And then the crew might also.
irregularities.
I could pretend that I don't like this posting because it's been stuck on a ship for 2 months. It's going to be shit. And I could also, it's in the crew's interests to make me happy so that when I submit my report, they come out of it looking good, right?
And it sounds mundanely normal for
Yes.
Imperium practice, doesn't it?
Yeah. So sort of bureaucracy and
Yeah, like they would. It's
No,
like
okay.
you've got all the creds, Kel. It's like you've got the manner, you've got the attitude, you've got the clothes, you've got the instinct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just you on the inside, mate.
Okay, so we're going to get Kel assigned to the Martin II.
that's what we try and do. Yeah. So maybe if we
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
this
yeah.
party, we could sort of tease,
Yeah.
work out who I'm going to have to convince, right? So be the captain, I assume. But we've not met the captain, is that right? Or
Not
did we
met
meet
the
him very
captain.
briefly?
No, we met the XO.
Yeah.
You've met. Here is the. Let's just pull out.
So when we head to the party, Dax is going to utterly embrace his role as just like the gunner on a crew somewhere, some dude. Get stuck in. He knows the engineers, and he's going to go drinking with them. But he's going to try and find Hanshaw. And
Celestinius would like to wear the face mask to the party because it would look dodgy as hell.
Yes,
if
it
this
would.
Random Imperial adjutant knows all the engineers.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, that's a very good point.
So I don't want to go to a party full of crew with my face.
And I think it's very clear that we all behave that the guy in the mask is not our new captain. We're celebrating a slight change of command and protocol. We're not celebrating Kel. But yeah, Dax at the party is going to try and if she's there, he's going to try and single out Hanshaw and just try and chill with whatever group she's in and make some small talk.
Okay. So I do have a scene for the. I think I have a scene. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to Mackie's bar.
Oh, I love Mackie's. Are the rednecks in? I want to fight.
Yeah, we can see ourselves here at Mackie's bar. Feel free to, I've got the bit of music background there. Feel free to adjust that. You should know how to do that.
Turn it up.
Really, what would have been better is if they kind of put a load of, if that bar looked kind of full. So it's with people, but it is kind of like plenty of people busting around, plenty of locals. There's plenty of the crew. I guess the crew are all kind of quite tight. They're all together. They're sort of monopolising their sort of tables. Plenty of them look kind of well hard. Of course, there must be. God, how many are on the list? How many are actually on the sort of list? You've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30. There's got to be about 35 crew, hasn't there, or something like that at least. They're not all there. They're not all there. You can't see the captain there. You can't see any of the flight crew there, to be honest. There is one Marine.
Which one?
Do you want me to bring? Shall I put them on?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, because
you're
not going to be able to see.
If they're there, Dax will obviously naturally gravitate towards the engineers he's already met, and he's particularly interested in kicking back with Frankie Illin if Frankie's in, because he knows Frankie's A stoner and B a sharer, and Dax wants to spark up and just get high with the crew and talk about the universe, because that was fun last time.
Yeah, we've got. I'll just put them on in no particular sort of order there. I'll just kind of bang them all out there. We've got
who's
Frankie.
chubby? Hey, Frankie. Jen
Joanna.
Laurel's in. Okay.
We've got Julian. He's going to be sort of over here, kind of singing.
Yeah, he's gigging.
We have got Laurie.
Right. Okay, she's in. Good.
We've got Rex Barker, deckhand. We have got Werner Grimsbold, the rather kind of serious, austere tactical officer. The only problem is their names are all coming up, aren't they? Is it confusing because they overlap?
The names are coming up on the ones we've already met, like Frankie and Jen's name, but none of the others show for me.
Ah, okay.
Just out of interest, is there anyone in the group that Hanshaw is sitting with that I've already met through like the engineer night we had? Is she sitting with anyone I know that I can sort of force my way into that group?
Yeah, let's just say she's sitting with the tactical officer and with this black guy with the cigar.
Yeah, because I don't know those two, so I might gravitate to Frankie initially.
Yeah.
Because I've shared a spliff with Frankie and talked about the universe, man.
Who else have we got here? We've got engineering. We've got Felix. We've met him already.
Felix is a mate of mine.
We've got General Camille. We've got Jody. We've got this
poor
guy,
Jody.
Omar.
Sad Jody.
Who else might we have? Any other flight crew?
It might just be the scrubs down lower decks.
It tends to be
mean,
the sort of scrubs lower decks.
I would assume that we would have.
Oh, no, let's bring one of them.
Presumably, we've got like Nagant Can Tik Tik. We've got Sam in there. Have we got, and Felix is obviously on there. What about Patrick O'Leary? Like, I've known Pat for a little while.
Is Patrick on there? Not yet. Let's bring him on there. Let's put him next to his mate there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, isn't there?
Yeah, so I think it was Frankie, Felix, Patrick, and Jody.
Oh, let's also put Cargo Chief Jim Niven on there.
Yeah.
Oh, how about our NPCs? So, Jury Ip.
Yeah, Jury Ip and Chaim.
Who do you want there? Who do you want there in terms of your NPCs? Do you want any of them? Do you want none of them?
Jury Ip, Stella, and Chaim are all on the crew, aren't they? Technically, of the Martin II, so they should all really be part of the Martin II.
You didn't want Jury Ip because you didn't want him getting into more trouble than.
No, that's right. So, but we put Stella and Chaim on as engineers, so they should be there not as part of our group, but as part of their group, and we'll sort of brief them on the way in, like we'll. Yeah, so Chaim and Stella, we'll pretend we don't really know.
Okay, so there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15. It's about like 17 of them, isn't there? Like,
the co-pilot Singaval Ashen looks like the fucking space pope.
That's the Chicago way.
Exactly.
Yeah, he looks. You've seen him from his manifest, and he looks very kind of like it's an unusual outfit he's wearing.
Yes, it is.
Basically, yeah, it is an unusual outfit he's wearing. Let me just show you him. So here he is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's got an unusual kind of red hat, and there. It's kind of a cheerful fellow. Yeah. Okay, so they're all kind of there, and your NPC crew, your 2 engineer crew are sort of amongst them. And they're I've got a song I could play for you if you want to hear Julian's song.
I would like to hear Julian's song, please.
You want to hear Julian's song? Let me just see if I've not kind of cocked it up, because it's the kind of thing I might do. Here we go. Right. Let's just stop that. Okay, so you'll have to have the audio on your computer, though, Calistinius.
It will be on the recording if not.
Right. Okay. So here it is. This is our. Basically, it's a fairly kind of. I want you to imagine it's sung in the style of a space Bruce Springsteen.
Right.
And it is. It's mourning the loss of the crew who died in the explosion. Okay.
Okay.
So here we go.
Still hearts dream big in the night. On a spaceship, take the flight. Working hands and dusty boots. Playing cards and sharing roots.
Dax is chilling to this because Dax has heard this before. Dax asked him to play a tune, and this is what he played.
This is what he's been practicing. This is what he's been writing.
Yeah, this right. Ah.
It's like people swaying, put arms around shoulders.
It's a very interesting psychology to watching people listening to music when you're not.
Yeah.
Dax.
They're brothers, they're sisters. They've shared hard times, they've shared good times, and yeah.
Dax is going to sidle up to Kel, and Kel in this moment is not our captain. He's got the mask on, and Dax is just going to say, "I know some of these people. If you think it would be appropriate, I could go and mingle a little."
I sort of nod and
Yeah.
you know what you're doing.
Dax will slide because he's not. He wasn't kidding about this sort of chain of command thing. It's not a.
I don't want you to ask me if you need to take a shit. That's just
I'm
do
not,
your
I mean,
thing.
I'm not going to do that, but also we're all aware that Dax is not likely to go and take a shit. He's likely to go and start a bar fight, so he will temper himself.
Be yourself.
But yeah,
Do you have those kind of goons? You remember those kind of
Yeah.
like guys who were in the bar fight?
yeah, the rednecks, yeah.
rednecks. They're there as well. They look
Oh.
a bit sheepish.
Good, because we battered them.
Yeah, they do look a bit sheepish.
I mean,
So let's kind
Dax
of
Dax
put
isn't looking to
some-
start trouble as long as they don't attack people on the basis of race, which Dax has a strange problem with.
Yeah,
Dax
they're
is very
over there.
woke for a murderer.
He's a proper woke murderer.
He can't be doing with racism and sexism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
He-
all over there.
Dax is. I love the fact they're just named Hick 1, Hick 2, and Hick 4. Dax really, really wants to go for a drink with them because actually he got on with them, but the first thing Dax is going to do is beeline for Frankie Illin, who he knows A is holding, and therefore he can get a little bit high. And Dax is feeling pretty elated right now. He's in the mood to get high. This is not just Dax. This is me. I've been thinking about this for a little while,
In the mood to get high.
yeah, well, yeah. I think the change of command is, I think, really important for the crew, for the furtherment of the mission, for a really important, and it's an important character beat for Dax. But he has a little bit of regret, as do I. You kind of cling on to the things you achieved, and there's a bit of a fuck. We're here now,
Yeah,
and
it's just
he's
the-
like,
you
but
are-
I'm a common man. I just want to get high, and I can. I'm not the captain. I'm not representing. But he also knows that if he talks to Frankie and to Patrick, his two mates, and Chaim and Stella are sort of with them as the engineering crew, but we're not acknowledging each other as really knowing each other too much. Like, they know that Chaim and Stella came from our crew,
Yeah.
but he's in a group of friends. So Dax is just going to go spark a spliff with Frankie and chill with them. But his objective over the night is to try and get to chat with Hanshaw. So that's what I'm
So-
doing.
What will Kel be doing? Where will you be, Kel?
Kind of not actively trying to, because I'm not going to be long term involved with these people with this phase. I just sort of want to be here, looking out for obvious comments that people are making. I'm not expecting not to get much from this. Basically, I'm basically back up in the court, not causing a fuss. Basically.
Are you with
I wanna play
Dax?
low
Are you
profile.
sat on your own quietly by the bar?
I guess
or
not.
are
I
you
guess
sat-
I'd try and socialise a little bit, but if they're having a party, it's obviously all their crew. I don't want to sort of butt in and sort of try and start a conversation, right?
And I think
So,
we were
Where do
intending
you
to
want- Where do you
bring.
want me to put you? Where do you want me to put you?
Put me at
Where's
the
your
bar on a stool, and then if anyone else needs me, I'm sort of able to react and adjust. But I'm not trying to.
Not taking a massive reactive role.
I'll be doing that when my mask is off and I'm
Yeah.
with the crew properly. So I'm just kind of.
But we were also aiming to bring a few of our crew, weren't we? Like Silic and Kirsch and people with us to
Yes,
have.
Silic.
The aim was to have our own presence, not just be, oh, we've turned up and we'll all intermingle with you in a weird way. It was like, no, we're having a bash over here in Mackey's, but I'm
Over
like,
there.
oh, I know Frankie. Well, there's a bit of intermingling.
We could put kind of like, could put Silic over here so it doesn't look like Kel's on his
Yeah,
own.
Yeah, and I would put Kirsch up there with him as well, because Kirsch is always going to want to prop up the bar because he's a filthy
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah, so the three of you are sort of by the bar. What about you, Mr. Zinn? Where are you?
You're muted. Or your mic's not working.
No?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's gone again.
You're very quiet.
Speak again.
Count to 5.
1, 2, 4,
Right.
5.
Now, yeah, I can hear 4,
We didn't
5.
hear 3. We heard
Quite
three.
quiet though. It's
Quite
gone very
quiet.
quiet.
Come a bit closer to your microphone. But bring your thingy a bit closer in. Yeah. Try it again.
How about that?
Seems okay.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah, we can hear
Right,
you. Sorry.
Right, where are you? What are you doing?
Zim will be wearing his best outdoor jacket when he goes to meet people, which has got lots of his little pin badge fraternities. So people of knowing will look and say, he must be like a science or a technical dude of some sort. Computers.
Whereabouts are you? Whereabouts are you in that crew?
as me.
No, whereabouts do you want to be? You're not there
All
yet.
right.
Where do you want to be?
Just over with Milo. I'll be sat next to Kirsch. I always go for Xenos.
Okay, so you're sort of over there. Let's just put you over.
Dax, if he can, is going to try and encourage Bill to be with him and come and meet Patrick and Frankie and stuff, because Bill didn't have the chance to do that the first time Dax met them, and also he knows Bill isn't going to be opposed to having a spliff with Frankie, but also there's a weird bit of Dax that's feeling this odd hollow regret at this change of life decision, and the one person he wants by his side during that is Billum, because he's like Bill's like his grounding stone. Like, he's the one guy on the crew he loves him. Dax knew him before Marduk, but Dax and Bill's salt of the earth like Dax is, and he sort of just needs him there in a kind of primal way, because he's given up all of this captaincy and it was the right thing to do and it was all noble, and now he's like, I'm just this bar scum again. Have I fucked up? And he's just like, Billy boy, come meet Frankie, come get high with me.
Okay, so you're there. So let's take it in turns then. So like we'll do Dax and Bill then, as there. You're sat there, and people are listening to music and they're drinking and they're chit chatting, and they're like, and I guess maybe Patrick O'Leary over, he's kind of here up the top there. He's like, Dax, Bill, good to see you. Like, good to see you. Like, did I say you had a northern accent? I didn't really decide.
I fucking hope so, mate. You know, we're not that far apart, really.
Hi, Brian. Hi, Brian Kay.
Oh my God, it's Ken on.
It's Ken on. He's like, yeah, come on, like, good to see you again. Oh, like, so, the captain's given us a rare, like, whole crew, like, night off. Obviously, not everyone's come here. Fucking flight crew. Apart from Singerval there, most of the flight crew are all a bit up themselves, really. The captain's never gonna come down here. Fucking barely leaves the fucking flight deck. Prick. And we get you a beer. So we get you a beer. And,
I love that, my friend. You're a gentleman.
yeah, we just want to say, like, I think maybe the Werner Grimsbold, tactical officer. She's a bit stiff. She's a bit like, she sort of nods fairly, like, formally.
Is she like the highest ranking person here, probably, is she? Or
Yes.
close to it, yeah.
Yeah, she's the highest ranking person there. It looks like she's drinking, looks like water. Doesn't look like she drinks much at all. So she's kind of like, looks a bit stiff, and she's kind of nods, and she's doesn't sort of give too much away. And you've got like Frankie Lynn. He looks like he's already fucking 10 cups deep. Looks well wasted compared.
Yeah.
It looks much further gone than what's his face there?
Patrick.
Yes, yeah. His eyes, like his eyes are like slits. His eyes are like
they're all
pistols,
red
and
and
it's like fucking massive, like fucking fat split.
And that's Dax's first priority, is to try and bum a spliff off him for Dax and Bill, for appropriate recompense in beverage.
You've got this couple here. You've got
Who are these two?
Joanna Lloyd, her.
She's very jolly.
Yes, and Dwayne James. They're an item. You can just tell. They're like dead smiley, dead happy. They're like, those annoying couples who are just really fucking happy being together all the time. It's them. They're them.
That whoever has the bunk next to them is not happy with the amount of slappy, noisy sex.
The joy of fat sex is the book that they would be using. This guy here. I know.
The joy of fat sex.
It's a very different book.
It's a very thick book.
Yeah.
It's a very thick book. Yeah. This guy here is his cargo chief, Jim Niven. Okay, he looks really fucking serious. Like, fucking frowns a lot. Fucking muscles on his muscles. Let me show you.
Relaxing at all with the drinks, or is he still?
He is drinking.
Work?
Yeah, he is drinking. He doesn't look like somebody who relaxes a lot. Where would his token be? Staff. Okay, here he goes. Here he is.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
dear, he's serious.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah, tattoos on his face, muscles on his muscles. It's fucking a range of implements that you could hit things with hanging from his belt.
I love the fact he's come to the pub with a hammer.
Axe thing.
I know. And then you've got next to you there as well, Dax. You've got this Marine, Jen Laurel.
Oh, Dax is struggling not to flirt with the deadly Marine. Oh, she's bio-enhanced.
Yeah, she's got some.
That's a serious spot on her forehead, though. Oh gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, they could sort that out of Tech World. She's not
She
paid
has
for
got
the
a-
full package.
She has got a bit of a zit on her forehead, but she's also got some implants, and they probably can't
Keep her that on.
She looks like the female version of Laugh Track. Look how mental her grin is.
Yeah.
She
Doesn't
looks
look
like
crazy.
she's out for a good time. She is actually most of the Marines, from what you saw when you were maybe seeing them patrolling, pretty austere guys, pretty Spartan guys, don't smile a lot. She's looking like she's having a bit of a laugh, and she's having a bit of a banter with the crew there. Who else is next to you? So that would be it. And then you've got Laurie Grimsbold.
This
there.
is, yeah, what?
Sorry, Laurie Henshaw. rather.
Laurie Hanshaw, that's the one that... obviously, Laurie is the one that Dax is most interested in making a connection with. Either with connecting with Laurie himself or getting
Herself.
Laurie and Bill to talk. Because Dax came over here with the intention of getting to talk to Hanshaw, but now Dax sort of just wants to spend the evening flirting with Jen Laurel because it looks like they could have some really fun and dangerous times.
We know that sad lady down here is really sad.
There's
Is
Laurie
there anyone else
Henshaw.
that looks... Yeah, that's the one we're trying to talk to. Flirt with her. Is there anyone else who looks really sad?
How
They've
does-
obviously all lost
Yeah.
quite a lot of members of their crew, right?
How does Hanshaw look? Is she enjoying herself? Is she reflective?
Make an investigation roll.
I can do recon, or I'm only trying to look at how she looks.
Recon is more like for threats.
Can I
and
sort of
advice.
investigate from far away?
Yeah,
Or-
someone
Yeah, you
else
can
can.
investigate. You're not that far away.
No, you're only at the bar.
And it's... I guess it would be... Society. Not society.
Well, it's not charm, is it? It's probably going to be intellect to make her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. See if you can. Yeah, she
Nice.
looks. It's a good roll. It's a good roll. She looks like she's kind of letting her hair down. She looks like she's relaxing a little bit. She looks like someone who doesn't relax very often. You know, she's a bit sort of giddy. She notices she's actually drinking quite quickly.
Okay.
You know, she looks like she's relaxing. Maybe it looks like a woman who needs to relax. This looks like a woman who needs a good shag. She looks like
All right, boys, I got this.
yeah, she looks like someone who is relaxing for the first time in a while.
In a while, yeah.
Yeah. She looks a bit uptight, a bit highly strung. That's what she looks like.
Dax would like to buy her a drink. And after he's made it very obvious that he knows Frankie and he knows Patrick and he's sort of in with some of the crew, Dax would like to buy a drink. When she's just about getting empty, he's going to have a look at whatever she's drinking, go to the bar, order the same thing, get himself a pint, come and sit with her, and he's going to make sure he's got one of Frankie's spliffs with him. He's not going to necessarily offer it, but as he puts the drinks down, he's just going to drop it on the table and not say anything. And he'll just say, I'm friends with some of your crewmates. I've known Patrick for a good while now, and Frankie and who's the singing fella? It's not showing up under my token.
Oh, Julian Hall.
Yeah, Frankie and Julian are good mates of mine, and I know Sam well. This freaky little insect bugger. But I've never met you, my darling. You're a pretty looking thing. Here, I thought I'd buy you a drink. You look like you're enjoying yourself.
This is to Hanshaw. This is to Laurie.
Yeah, it's just to Laurie.
Right, yeah. She's like, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, so she takes a drink and can you make an investigate roll?
Okay, that would be an unskilled skill for me, but I'll try.
Unskilled skill.
With intellect, presumably.
I think it would be intellect,
No, I can't.
yeah. I mean, she looks all right. She's
Yeah.
like, yeah, thanks, nice one.
I'm not really trying to find anything out. I'm just trying to bone her, and then
Yeah.
afterwards I'll find out what I need to know.
Yeah, she's not massively overly. She's not totally dead open and warm. She's
No.
like, oh yeah, like nice one, thanks. And,
But she doesn't look like she's having a bad time like Jodie is.
She doesn't look like she's having a bad time. No, she doesn't. She's look like she's kind of fine, but she's not giving a lot back either. You know, some people are a bit hard work. She's one of them.
Dax is willing to put in the work on this occasion. He's going to drink with her. He's going to, after a little while, he'll sort of spark up the spliff and just replace his cigarette with it, and then say, "Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I hope you don't mind. I mean, you're welcome if you like." And he'll just offer it over.
I suppose it'd be rude not to. So that spliff will definitely be welcome. So there's alcohol and there's weed.
Yeah.
It's toxic. It's a lethal combination, isn't it? Zim, what are you doing at the moment? Sorry, Bill, what are you doing at the moment? I'll come to Zim in a second.
So Billem's there because he got called over by Dax, remember? And,
Dax called him over and then fucked off and started flirting with the lady.
And so he sort of sat there and, like, 1 minute he sort of sat down and he started chatting to the guy who sat next to him, and literally looked back and Dax has disappeared. And not only has he disappeared off to chat to this bird, he's taken the split with him. So Bill's just like something, oh, for fuck's sake. And he sort of talks over to, who was the guy who had it? Was it I can't see the names. Who was the guy who had the split? Was it Frankie?
Yeah, Frankie's the dealer, basically.
So Billem looks over at Frankie. So, hey, Frankie, can you hit me for one of them?
Sure, dude. No problem, man.
Frankie's reliable.
Starts rolling up, starts skinning up. Space drugs.
So Billem, and again, like once he starts smoking, like Billem is sort of barely effective kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? He like properly takes it all in his stride. He's got a whiskey in one hand, split in the other, and he's not getting the red eye. It literally doesn't look like it's really doing much to him at all.
Yeah, he's like, hey man, what's your bag, man? What's your thing? What's your do?
What's your kink?
What's your kink? Yeah, tell me your thing. Tell me your thing, brother.
So Billem sort of, you can just sort of see. So like Billem, remember, he's not got your social skills particularly well. So
social skills.
He starts going into his postal career and and so there was this one time there was this parcel and I had to deliver it, and he's literally just rattling off like these routes they had to do. So although he doesn't look fucked, he is properly talking, like he's gone into like serious detail.
I really need to overtell you the details on this one job.
Yeah, which was like, and it's like the most mundane thing you can imagine. So that's kind of like, that's Billem basically just gone into one talking to Frankie.
What I'm going to say is, actually, because you're sat next to, it doesn't have to all be happening, or as we're chatting, but like there's flicking in and out of the scene. Chaim here, he's him and Stella have been on the crew now for, I think it's about a week or so, not that long actually, but they've been doing a bit of digging, and we're going to see whether they have got any juice to give you. Do you want to? Would that be okay to see if there's any juice now?
Yeah.
I think that would be appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not mega at it. So let's just sort of see. What could be? Yeah, I was going to see what it's wrong would be. Yeah, Chaim doesn't really know much. She's like, yeah, the work's pretty hard, but it's pretty straightforward. I mean, the ship is a ship, and it's not mega tech. It's not super high tech. They're pretty restrictive about where they let us go. To be fair, we're mostly confined to the sort of to the lower cargo bay and repairing some of the wiring and panels on the outside of the ship that are pretty strict with where we're allowed. Just going to see if
Stella's parrot has heard any more
if
news.
Stella can do anything. Now she's a bit more sneaky.
She is. She's a bit of a gutter rat. I like Stella.
Yes. So we're going to see what will we roll here. Let's roll that. Oof. Just about. Yeah. So she's going to give you a roll on the treasure ship rumors table.
Oh yes.
Okay. So. Let's just have a little roll there and see what she can tell you. She says, say the captain has got a key that opens the vault.
Well, that would make sense.
But there are 3 things that have to be done to open the vault.
Okay.
What's that?
The key is one of them, or
The key is one of them.
And there are 2 others,
You know, one of them is that
which
the
is
ship
the,
has to
the
be in
location
the right
and
place.
time. Yeah, location and time and the key. And there's
Yep.
one other thing that's required before the vault opens.
Yeah.
And we have a thought that the location might be here, because why else cause the failure here? But we don't know the time, so we're missing the time and the third factor. So maybe some kind of code.
Stella.
well, we don't think it's here, right? Because
But if
it was sabotaged and landed here. It wasn't going here. It would be weird
No,
for this place.
no. Here. So but as you said last week, Kel, we don't know whether this was the run that was designed to open the treasure ship or whether it was just moving through. But if you were going to sabotage it and steal from the treasure vault, wouldn't you try and crash it in the location that it was due to open? And then what are they like? I know they're waiting for repair, but are they trying to squeeze the?
This is not the destination.
No, it's not. It's not the destination. But we also don't know whether. I just wonder. I wonder if they're doing a sabotage plot. Mind you, the sabotage plot was a bit fucked because the dude died. So.
And also, was it discussed last week that it was suggested that we could sort of take over the crew and take the entire ship, and if we took it to a high enough tech level
Yes,
planet,
world.
they
Yeah.
might be able to convince the vault it was in the correct place.
Yeah, if we took it to like Tech World or something, it may be
Something
possible
like
to
that.
bypass
Yeah.
it. But
Kel,
So
can
maybe
you
the
make
people
can
who
you
are
make a-
stab-
Can you
maybe-
make an education roll, Kel?
Yes, I have the best.
You've got science.
I've got education.
best education in the galaxy. Oh, nice.
So you roll 8, is that 9?
9 total. Yeah.
You know that the techs at the Scholars Tower of Drinax have the best technology in the sector.
So if they could do it at Tech World, they could probably do it that kind of thing in the Scholars Tower.
So we maybe just have to steal it and get it to OLAB.
But that also tells us that there are multiple places where
Yes.
if the people who we assume already sabotaging or pirating this, if they have access to very high tech, they could be able to unlock the vault without taking to a specific place. Okay, cool.
Zim, what are you doing here? You're sat by the bar, and you're with like Kirsch and Kel. Kel's kind of watching what's going on, and then 2 of these characters come over. We've got Singaval, the co-pilot. We've seen him already in his funny red hat, and we've got another guy called. This guy is called Omar. Let me just have a little look here. Where would he be? Here we go. Omer? Yeah, Omer, not Omar. Yeah, Omer. And he also he looks like one of the engineers. And
Right.
he's wearing like what would look like kind of like robes with a kind of a hood, you know, what would you call that? Like a
Turban?
Yeah.
turban. Yes, yeah, he's got like a turban. And he comes over and they both But they both had some drinks, and they stood there, and they're sort of quite, they nod, they say hello. They've seen you about. They sort of nod and say hello. Not massively, they don't offer and say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" But they sort of nod.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
look friendly enough, and they just stand at the bar, and they've got their maybe backs to the bar, and looking back over the bar, and they're chit chatting. They stood quite close to you. It would be easy to chat to them if you want to, or you could sit back. Like, I'm not trying to sort of be leading. I'm not trying to lead you into a particular thing here.
Right, so what Zim was wanting to do was with Lydia. Is it possible to have Lydia remotely recording the session that we're in at the bar back to our ship?
Yep.
Right, because I want her to be able to like document all the faces, just so I can build up 3D imaging if I need to it and find out more info
holograms of them. Yep.
if I need to, and if there's any background info on like ISS Global Media about their recent history in the last 6 months, any little tidbits that could be usable. And while I'm doing all this, because this is all what Lydia's doing, I'm sort of like in mock argument with Kirsch over my pin badge collection that I wear on my sort of like, as you can see, Zim's like corduroy blazer type thing. One of which says, "Ask me about Marduk," and then gives the actual date of when we crash landed there.
Oh my god.
And the argument is with Kirsch going, "You've got the wrong date on there." I'm going, "What? Do you mean the wrong date?" No, it's 11:01 52. Because no, it's not. It's 11:01 054. No, it's not. And then I'll turn round, because also on the pin badge of "Ask me about Marduk," whatever it is, blah blah blah, I've got like a digital image of one of like the typical sunsets on the planet.
Yeah.
And I'll turn round to one of those gentlemen and I'll say, "Excuse me, gentlemen, have you ever been to Marduk? Could you help me, please?"
They kind of look at you. Omer says, he says, alas, I've not been to Marduk. My home is Hilfa. I am of the Red Wind clan. You may have heard of us.
We have.
My people are tribes people. We prefer the hot desert sands, but I found traveling to the stars was more my bag, and I've come forth. And several years ago, I have not been to Marduk, but I've heard of it. I've heard it is a harsh place,
Now-
very poor.
"Sir, good sir, Dr. Zim," and shake his hand in a typical Imperium fashion.
He shakes your hand very, very warmly. Let me just kind of pull up, because each of these characters has got a little kind of profile about them. Yeah, he's quite like excited. He's quite like he looks very, very.
Give him my name, or
He
give
looks
me
a very
backwards name.
happy person.
No, I think I'll give him. I'll do me Zim Kadu,
Zim Kadu. Okay, yeah.
Ms. Kadu, whatever it is.
Yeah, Ms. Yeah, it was your
Yeah,
name
backwards.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
He shakes
yeah,
your
yeah.
hand and he says, Omer Samuel of the Red Wind clan. Yes, great to meet you. You some of your crew. I believe you are with Captain Dax. Is it? Yeah, it was. You did introduce yourself, didn't you?
It was at the time, yeah.
Yeah, I believe you are with Captain Dax. The crew members you have loaned us seem very, very capable. I have been overseeing their engineering work myself, and I find it extremely good. Extremely good.
Oh, we're out celebrating. We've undertook a new charter with the crew. Our former captain is no longer captain, and we are all enjoying our new positions amongst the crew on the new charter. So
Oh.
that is why we are celebrating.
You've changed captains.
Well, yes. Yes.
He looks to his mate Singaval, and they kind of there's a little in joke between them, and they're like, "Can you imagine Captain Torsa doing that? Fucking hell!"
Well, we're a commercial independent enterprise, so we all have relative shares in the business.
Oh, right. I mean, yeah, I've heard of we're an Imperial vessel. There's a strict, you'll understand, there's a strict line of command, and the captain likes things exactly so. Very
Yes, I can imagine.
very and Singaval leans in and says, boring. If he had an idea of his own that wasn't written down in the playbook, he'd have a fucking cardiac arrest, let me tell you that.
So with that, Zim will introduce himself very vaguely as being the medical officer on board, or the science officer, or some sort of science geek. And then just trying to get general tidbits of information about, what is your med bay like? What sort of stuff do you have? What can you do?
We need a medic because our doctor was tragically killed in the well, he didn't die in the explosion, but the explosion happened. He went to run to help. The bay got sealed off, and the oxygen vented, and he was
doctor.
Yeah, he was tragically he died. It was terrible. We do
Sounds
need
like
a
a
medic.
bad show.
It was terrible. Are you when you say you're a doctor, are you a doctor or more like not a real doctor?
A doctor of meat.
You're a dentist.
I am a doctor. A doctor.
It's a
most
dental
things.
assistant.
I'm a bit of a outdoorsman of science.
You should speak to the tactical officer. She'd be very interested. She might be interested in recruiting you.
Thank you. I'm sort of half tempted, but I don't know. Right, go and speak to her because I don't want to show my face to her in case we do cross wits. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, she has seen you, hasn't she? She has seen you with Kel because you went into the ship.
She's the lady that drinks water.
She's
Yes.
yes.
Oh, there you go. There's something her and Zim have in common. We both appreciate a Aquapura vintage.
Kel, what? By the way, lads, it's nearly 11. Like, I'm not working tomorrow. I'm happy to play for a bit longer. But like, tell me what time you want to finish. Give me a.
To be honest, lads, for 11 o'clock in a couple of minutes will be fine for me tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Unless you got more plays in.
I was because I overhear this conversation between Omar and Singaval and Zim about our captain changing, and they seem to be. They had a little more. Wish we could do that. So I'll see if I can. Are they happy with their captain? I'll say. Sure, you. It's good to be able to change a captain. I mean, your captain must have been in a lot of trouble after overseeing this disaster that's caused you to crash here. Is there any chance he's going to get replaced? See if I can wheedle some.
I mean, he'll not be replaced. He won't be replaced on this run. I mean, you know what it's like with these kind of guys born with a silver spoon in their mouth or silver spoon up their arse. Like I know it's awful, isn't it? He's only got, between you and me, he's only got the job because of his family connections.
Oh, right, okay.
He's a bit out of his depth.
Okay.
He's a bit out of his depth.
Does the whole crew think that, or is it?
No, just those of us with half a brain.
Yeah. Right, thank you. Great.
Yeah, he's just a bit like you know. If it's not
Hasn't
written
got the
down
right
in,
stuff.
if it's not written down in the playbook,
Yeah.
he can't think very creatively. So he was a bit like lost as what to do when when what happened.
Sure. Well, I'm sure he was also affected by the loss of so many good crew. And then I'll try and just talk about other things so they're not focused on that part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Buy them a drink of water.
Dax, anything you want to like? So you're
I mean,
chatting to this girl over here.
I'm chatting to Hanshaw, and just Dax is enjoying himself, but he's also very keenly focused. Not tonight to grill Hanshaw about any information, because she's with her crew and she's with people who are likely, if she does know anything, are not in on the plan. What Dax will do if we get to the point where the evening wraps up, as long as he can sort of keep her interested and have an interesting conversation, he'll buy her a drink. I'll quite happily spend some credits to buy both not just Hanshaw, like Hanshaw, Frankie, obviously build. You know, I'll throw like a few hundred credits at buying everyone in our immediate vicinity a round of drinks a few times. If we get to the point where we're wrapping up, Dax will just say to Hanshaw, he'll just say, it's a shame that we're coming to the end here, because you know what, I'm having a great night. I intend to have another couple of drinks and maybe another cheeky one, if you know what I mean. And if you're interested in joining me, I'm stopping at Madame Zaffi's tonight. It's only a few blocks down the road. I'd happily shout you drink in a bar. I'll put you up in a room if you like. I mean, I've already got one, if that one's comfortable enough for you.
I think I have to make a difficult persuasion roll using charm.
Very difficult.
Persuasion.
I think it should be very difficult.
It's not that difficult. I've betted women before. With charm, you say?
With charm.
Difficult, okay.
Charm.
I've got the sophistication of the chippy tea. The bag of chips.
10.
Proverbial bag of
Effective
chips.
0, success. I
She's
believe I pulled on 2d6.
She's like, well, yeah, I mean, if people fancy going back somewhere after the bar closes, I'm up for a few more drinks. Yeah,
After party.
Bit of an after party. Yeah, why not? Why not? Like, yeah, why not?
But
Yeah, be good.
I was just thinking of you and me, but you know, whoever you want to invite, love, I'm just having a good time.
Creeper.
I don't want it to stop.
I don't let my hair down often enough. I think, you know, like
My hair has been bound up for a long time. It's quite frustrated as my hair.
I get the feeling she's like a bit like she's definitely reserved. She's like, oh yeah, I might come back, but like I'm not going to go on my own. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Doesn't know you.
don't
which
really
is
know
fine.
you, but
I mean,
like, if you want to go back and go to somewhere with a group of us, she's kind of up.
She's up for it.
And Dax is not looking to bed her. Dax is looking to.
No, it's like James Bond though. It's like one of your ways in.
Yeah.
Trying to get information.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to keep the evening going to the point where at the end of it, she's like, "Yeah, that was quite fun. I know him. He's okay."
Yeah.
And that conversation can then continue outside of this without me having to get myself on the crew and what have you. Me and Hanshaw, you know, like I can message you the next day and be like, Dad was fucking stupid, and maybe get a bit more information out of her. Now, if Madame Zaffi only has one room left, that's not my fault. That's different, but that's on her.
What happens, let it happen.
Dax knows that no means no. He's a gentleman. He's just a very old, not that good-looking, charming gentleman.
Just make another investigate roll, Dax. I know it's not your skill. I think you need to get some XP so you can take investigation
Well,
as a skill.
the thing is,
Well, it's a Friday night, Dax.
I don't think I do.
Don't forget
Dax,
you've got a boon. Don't forget you've got a boon.
I do. So how does that work?
It will. When you make the skill roll, it will ask you whether you want to get as a bane or a boon.
Oh yeah, I'll take the boon on it. Right. So untrained, average roll with the boon with intelligence.
You could use charm if you want, or
I mean,
intelligence.
Okay, I'll try charm. They're the same modifier, but I'll try charm. I think it makes more sense. Here we go. No, I rolled 2 1s. I got a lovely 6, but I got 2 1s.
Yeah, she's not giving much away to
No, which is fine. Dax is not interested in skilling up in investigation. He's good at gun combat. He's good at melee combat.
chopping people's heads off.
He's good at pilot. He's good at gunnery. He's good at stealth, streetwise carouse. He's just a pirate, and he's very happy with his station in life. It's why he's given up his command to just be a
Could have
pirate.
been a carouse roll, couldn't it?
It could have been a carouse roll.
Well, you didn't specify what he was trying to do, was it?
Well, I specified that he was trying. Well, only that I was trying to charm her by plying her with drink, which is a carouse roll.
Yeah,
I
okay.
assume.
True, that is
I
carouse.
suppose it is a carouse roll. So what did you just roll then?
I rolled it's a -2, so I rolled a
Rolled a
7,
Yeah.
which
What's your
came to a
carouse?
5. My carouse is +1, so it would have been an 8.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a bit of juice here. She looks bit of a like a woman on the edge.
Okay.
Right.
She's a bit. She looks a bit frazzled.
Like she's been
been
trying to
drinking.
hatch a plot that's maybe not quite coming together, or something's gone wrong.
She looks like someone who's under a lot of stress.
Yeah. So like almost like her and the other fella who died were hatching a plot together, and he wasn't meant to die, and now the plot's
She
resting
might
on
be left
her.
holding the can, right? She might be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. I mean, I
Because
think
we assume it's not just these two, right? We assume there's like a bigger conspiracy.
yeah, but also, if she's the launch pilot, she's not directly responsible for the engineering failure that led to this. Which means that if she's nervous and under pressure, it's much more likely that maybe it's her contact that this has come through, and she's influenced the fella who died.
It feels like if you got, we were discussing whether we should try and intimidate her or torture her or befriend her. But if she's looking a bit frazzled, maybe befriending her,
she needs to relax. She needs to be brought down.
Getting her on side, might be more effective than trying to sort of scare her.
And I think we're halfway there. And Dax is more than happy to have just made her acquaintance and had an alright night with her.
I think with those roles, like you're not going to get to open up, but you can just tell.
Oh, I was hoping she would open up in Madame Zaffy's. No, I'm not. So the one thing Dax is really not trying to do tonight is get information out of her. It's just turn her into Patrick O'Leary or Frankie, who he can just go up to and say, "Oh, hi, good to see you again."
Yeah. Get her on side.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll wind it up there, gentlemen. I mean, it's only Friday, isn't it? We're playing again in about 4
I know.
days. So I just don't want to do anything. So brilliant. What might you want to do in terms of? I know what you want to do, but is there any sort of activities?
Well, Calistinius would
that you
like
might
to
want
see
do?
if Sim can forge a document that gives him authorization to sort of join the crew as a admin bureaucracy guy for the next 2 months, like until they're fully repaired and they take off, and he's going to tend to go with them. That's what Calistinius would like to do next.
Yeah.
Oh, next session.
And that's what Zimmel did be doing. Be working on that.
Anything else that you want to do in terms of role plays then?
Check with the recordings after this soiree that we've had on anything that might be useful media-wise or sort of like general knowledge-wise that we might not be aware of any particular crew member.
If we could, the captain seems dodgy.
Yeah.
The crew don't seem to respect the captain, unlike how we respect that.
You've not met him either, have you?
No, Kel.
We haven't met him, which is suspicious AF. So if you could do any research on, if Zim could do any research on that to feed info to Calistinius, that would be helpful.
It's a good. Yeah.
You can think about it. You don't have to answer now. You can always tell me. You can tell me on the night because I know exactly what's happening.
Dax's intention is to now his burden of command is relieved, and he doesn't feel the need to make these decisions unless he is told otherwise.
He's going to run off with all the money.
Well, no. Dax's intention is to just go to the pub, which sounds flippant, but Dax's intention is to ingratiate himself outside of the ship as just the guy who's sort of always at Mackey's, and he's probably going to stop at Madame Zaffy's for this duration. He's not going to go back to the coup unless requested, because he doesn't want that link. He's going to stop at Madame Zaffy's. He's going to spend a lot of time in Mackey's during the day and the evening, get to know Frankie and Patrick and the other guys much better, so that it's just normal to see Dax around in a social context. And where he can, he's going to just talk to Hanshaw. No romantic pressure. He doesn't want it to come across in any way as sort of creepy or an attempt to be a sort of flirtation, but he would like her to think of him as just some guy she met who it's nice to unburden herself on and have a drink with and chat with. His intention long term, like in the next week or two, is to be on a sort of daily, all right, how you doing, conversational
It's going to
level
become a
with.
friend, aren't they?
I want to be a mate of Hanshaw's,
you're gonna
just
groom her.
one of her drinking buddies, and then I can start to talk to her about how life gets difficult, how hard it is when you're not a ship captain, you're just some dude who works on a ship. It's awful. And just see if I can tease from her a few details of what's going on. And maybe she'll tell me over breakfast.
I should say the breakfast. And Bill, is there anything you might want to...
Yeah, so Bill, I think he wants to sort of like chum me up with the crew a little bit, and kind of just end up doing jobs around the ship, so they kind of like people needs help, and he just gets involved with kind of going and fixing things, because he's got...
The crew of the coup or the crew of the Martin II?
I was going to say Martin II, sort of doing bits with those guys.
You've not been hired on for working on there. Do you want to try and get a job there?
Don't know what's the right thing to try and do, really. I mean, because I've sort of been involved with 2 months. One is that I'm actually just kind of going and helping out. But I suppose are we meant to be...
Can't just go and help out.
The thing is, you've met the
You can't
guys.
just go and help out. You either got to be interviewed and take a job.
Yeah.
Because it's an imperial treasure ship.
Okay. It's not. It's
But
not like a.
the one thing we said at the top of the session was we don't have any player characters who are currently regular employees on the ship, and they're looking for temporary staff to help supplement. Bill would be ideal for that.
Yeah.
Salt of the earth, non-suspicious, but you can do other things like combat analysis of the Marines while you're there. I think it'd be brilliant to have Bill on the ground on the Martin II, helping out with odd jobs, bit of engineering, bit of lifting and carrying. He's a big fella.
Two engineers were killed. No, 3 engineers were killed, including the chief engineer. 3 deckhands. Well, 2 deckhands were killed. They're also gunners. So they're missing 2 deckhands who are also the gunners. They're missing one of the pilots, launch pilot, Emmanuel Cooper.
Now, pilot suits Bill down to the ground.
Let me flick up the thingy again. This is the roster.
Good shout. Okay.
Forget the Marine position.
Yeah, they're not going to hire you on as a Marine, probably.
They're not going to hire a Marine. But you've got Vicky Munoz and Leyland Hayes. They're deckhands, but they're also gunners. Killed. The launch pilot, Emmanuel Cooper, killed. So you'd have to demonstrate some ability to pilot craft.
Which you've got.
You've
got pretty good. I've got spacecraft 3. It's not great, but it's okay.
You've got a few engineers who are David Felmar, the guy.
Yeah. The dude.
Yeah. Murta Hoffman, Herb Echeverria.
Yes.
Who was the chief engineer. Him and Felmar were working together when it blew up. And then you've got the ship's doctor, Benjamin Burke.
I wonder if helping out sort of like the mechanic side of things, because I have got like engineer jump drive, engineer life support, electronic do you know what I mean? I'm sort of, so I can go along there, but like Rob said, I'm quite a burly fellow, so I'm quite good at lifting things, sort of helping move things, just general.
I was thinking in terms of the deckhands, Patrick, Frankie, and Julian, we know very well. So Patrick and Frank,
been sat with them chatting.
Exactly, and I knew them from before, and they were the 3 guys that we got the Monk and Stella hired on through. And that's like 50% of the deckhands. And we have met Joanna, Dwayne, and Rex tonight. Not necessarily as intensely, but like they know our faces.
Let me show you Rex because
Rex looks badass.
I'm really proud of Rex.
So I think you'd also make because we have filled 2 of the mechanic positions. It'd be really good to have you on as a deckhand, which is a bit general. Like you could go anywhere as a deckhand. They ask you to carry something somewhere.
Perfect. Yeah. Let's do.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Cool.
Super bad. Yeah. Okay. I'll go with the try and basically. Yeah. This is it. I've been chatting to the deckhands. That's an absolutely great shout. So I'll kind of with them. So it's like general dog's body, isn't it? I suppose deckhand. You kind of go and help do this job, help do that job, have a good laugh while we're doing it.
Yeah.
Looks like great fun.
Yeah.
Right.
She's so jolly.
Yeah, so you're going to chummy up to the Martin II and get hired on. And then you've got a PC in the crew.
Yeah, that I think is important.
Yeah.
The
So
NPCs are good, but the 2 NPCs we have on the crew are our 2 newest recruits.
Yeah.
And they're not the ones we trust the most. I'd love a PC in there. Not that it's my decision anymore, but I think having a PC in there would be good.
I'm also thinking here with Dr. Zim is like you want to do this research on the captain, and you want to get this forged document. But is there anyone you might want to talk to? Is there any roleplay opportunities you might want to take in terms of people to speak to, or do you want to sort of accompany Kel, or do you want to just play it fast and loose and see what happens?
I'll just play it fast and loose.
Okay.
See any interactions that I can take advantage of while we're there still.
If there's anything you think of, feel free to tell me.
Cool.
Just so I can have a little think if I need to prep
Yeah.
anything. But the whole scenario is already prepped. It's just kind of like, and there's no like agenda. It's just see what happens. There are some events that might happen. You never know. Right. Okay. Well, that's that's it.
Is it next Wednesday then? Is it? Is
Yes.
everyone okay for Wednesday?
Yeah, fine for me.
Wednesday.
Good sesh, Mike.
Nice one.
Okay,
Cheers,
well,
guys.
Brilliant
stuff.
session. All good.
Take
Well
care,
done,
guys.
Nice
Captain
weekend,
Kel.
lads.
Nice one.
Cheers, everybody. Good night.
Ciao.
Take care, boys.
Ciao, 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 ciao.